Oh no, we're live.
We're live.
live. Okay, well,
Oh, it says upcoming. It doesn't say we're live. Okay.
no, haven't got the notification that it's officially live.
I have.
Yeah, I do too.
Oh, okay. Well, I haven't. Gee, I must be slow here.
No comment.
Or I'm more interested in watching other things.
How's everybody been doing today?
Oh, yeah, we had some nasty weather here yesterday, but other than that,
It's been
It's
miserable weather today.
it's
I've had-
actually warm,
I've had
but
a-
no.
I've had a semi-shitty afternoon.
Hmm.
Hang on a minute, I gotta close the door. Mia leaves the door open behind her.
You have to teach her to close the door then. Okay, finally got the chat. Yeah.
Finally got the chat, and who's first in it?
Yay! Laura's first. Joe. Hi, Joe.
It's
He's
like,
got all right.
I'm also editing some footage.
No.
Oh, it's good.
I found some old drone footage I've not used, so I thought, oh, I'll edit that.
Dustin, One Vision Aerial. Good
Hey,
evening.
Dustin.
Yeah.
Evening. Yeah, evening.
Hey,
What
Dustin.
How am I a cheater?
You can't go onto the chat until we go live.
Yeah.
And when I was editing as well as chatting,
Okay, go. Right. There's all these things here, so. Oof, they're flying all over the place.
Yeah.
You gotta make a new switch. I got a switch that just giving me a lot of grief on my model railroad, so I gotta make a new one.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because I make my own switches, eh? But you know, a lot of cutting and getting things ready, and these little jigs and filing, and I haven't made one for about a year or two. You gotta remember how to do it. Yeah, yeah. These need reusable. Okay. Put that here, isn't it? Yep, that's the one there. Okay. I just put the little pieces of copper thing in here and I cut them there. They get all the different heights. So I cut, I just close this up, go along, go cut, and it cuts them all the right length. I get little copper strips in here for the rail. But
I had to get Mia her little peanut butter for pills.
Okay.
see, this is a jig I use for making the switches.
Okay.
Jigs. Yeah.
Nice.
Make them up and I just solder them up, all that good stuff. Okay, but see, just a little on the long side.
There you go, me. Little mini me. Use your peels.
Just a little too long.
You got it all off my fingers.
Yeah. What, your supper?
No, her little peanut butter sandwich.
Oh.
Because you know, when I rip it, tear it, I get peanut butter on my fingers, so then she's got to lick it off.
Yeah.
Somebody was calling me. Who the hell was that?
What do you mean? Or somebody trying to figure if you're coming online or not. Yeah.
Dan, and the word of the day is boobs.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Word of the day every day.
Then,
I know.
I still want to see some video of your train board running. Yeah. Well, I got one switch right now. It's giving me a little grief. So I'm going to make a new switch. Been a while since I made one, but we have the technology. I make my own switches. Like you go to buy them now, they're like looking $30 or more a piece, right? It just I ain't paying that kind of price. So I can make them. It'd take me. If I would set up doing a whole bunch of them, it'd probably only take me about half an hour to build one. But since I'm only using one, I haven't done it for a while. It might be an hour or something. But
Hey,
wow.
Steve Carpenter's in the chat.
Steve.
Oh, I need one more piece. I don't have any. What the hell that one was cut for? But anyways, need one long piece here. So okay, so we'll go here. Boom. Got enough supplies and everything to. Okay, that one there has to be cut. Yeah, a little bit off the end yet. Okay. Oh.
We
Yeah,
got
and the man's in there.
Joe, Dustin.
Hey, Steve Carpenter.
We can hardly hear you.
I say, Justin, your mic's really low.
Yeah,
It's a good thing, but it's really
Yeah,
low.
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, it's not that bad a thing, right? I mean, okay.
There, is that better?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, we can hear you.
Was that some kind of stab because my ears plugged up, huh?
Yeah.
Ass.
Yeah.
Can't hear shit out of one of my ears.
Hey, Steve, I had a shitty afternoon, and you guys can let me know when you want me to show you what happened to me this afternoon.
Yeah, let's see it.
Oh, what'd you do? You
What
lose your,
happened?
Well, hang on a minute.
It's not a crotch shot, is it?
No.
Yeah, that's me. Steve, I'm just eating my dinner at the moment, so
He's always eating.
I am not. I love how you guys say that, and I'm not. I eat twice a day.
Well, I got to give you a hard time, right? Well,
I haven't eaten since my breakfast burritos early this morning.
oh, I get a marker.
God, Bo, shut up.
So, yeah. I gotta forget all the steps I have to do properly first.
Something
Well,
happened to your drone, Paul?
Well, no, well, yes, no,
yep.
let me see if I can find the damn thing.
Huh, get that one dried up.
The drama.
Come on, Steve, jump on the panel. You want to be here for this one.
Yeah. Hey, Mark.
What's up, Mark?
Okay.
Whenever he's going to tell me to shut up again like he did this morning. Blamed it on Siri. He did. He
Yeah.
put something in the chat this morning, said, Justin, shut up or something like that. He was trying to say hi to somebody and Siri ended up writing that.
Ah. Yeah.
What, you guys want to be fed? I want to see something first before,
Hey, you guys ready for it?
yeah. Maybe.
Just a minute, let me get it started here. You want to catch it right from the beginning. Because it is riveting. Okay, let me go to screen share.
And then the rest are,
Let me know if you can see it.
not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah, there we
Yeah.
go.
Oh, is that the same one where you lost your drone weapon?
No, but well, I'm gonna just let you guys see it, okay?
Okay. Oh, we
Let's
lost it.
Hit the stop share.
Hit the wrong one. Yeah.
Well, he's really building up the anticipation.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's building it up.
Okay, now you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's up, Waypoint?
That's
Oh, you
it?
forgot to hit the
Wait.
record button?
Wait for it.
Oh, damn, I thought it was something more than I thought you like ran into the cruise ship or something.
Oh,
No, you didn't forget you hit it again at some point.
Mm.
Yeah, when I took off, something happened.
Yeah, because you were
It's
recording
good,
at first, so
But just as long as you didn't lose the thing, you can always do that again.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that ship only comes by about twice a year.
I thought it
But
was
you
something
still had your
worse.
drone at least.
He just clickbaited us.
yeah,
Yeah.
it did.
He
It
was
did to
like,
me.
"Oh, it was such a shit day. Look what happened." Like he done crashed his drone into the side of the ship and sunk it. I was
Yeah.
hoping to see something cool. He just forgot to hit the
You're not
record
having
button.
much luck with that ship though, because isn't that the same one you lost the last time?
No, it's not the same one. It's
Oh.
a cruise ship, but not the same one.
Oh, okay. Because I thought,
Oh, if that was the same one, I was like, bro, just stay away from that ship. It's
yeah, I
bad
was just
luck.
gonna say. That's what I was just gonna say. If it's the same one, leave it. But
Yeah, just go-
it's a cruise ship, so there's obviously something strange when you're near a cruise ship. Then, you know, did the actual ship hit the stop button for you?
Paul go down there to fly and drop his phone in the water.
Yeah. All right.
Hello. The last time the
And
cruise
here
ship was
comes Steve.
the last time it was a cruise ship that they were going to tear apart, right? that he lost his drone on?
Mm,
No, it was a one that had
Yeah.
never been on the lake before. It was a brand new one.
yeah. Yeah, it's a bit strange. We can start the conspiracies now.
Yeah, damn it.
This is the last of 3 that I did this afternoon. And I wasn't paying attention. Watch this part right here.
So you got a little close, huh?
Oh,
Mm. Oh, oh, shit.
You missed the gap, damn it. I thought you were going for the gap. Why didn't you go for the gap?
Oh,
It was right there in front of you. You could have flew through the gap.
that was close.
that was close. Yep. And you know what happened was the guy right out in front of me on the water, and he's down there all the time. And they were trying to net a coho. He caught a big coho, and the other guy was trying to net it, and he was in, and they all of a sudden, boom! His string broke, and the coho got away.
Oh,
Hey, how you doing, Steve?
Good, Paul. How are you?
there he is, finally.
So I wasn't paying attention to what the hell I was doing.
Don't get distracted.
He
Yep.
was trying to shoot the gap on the ship and he missed.
She said,
That was all. He chickened out at the last second.
Well,
He
I'm
could have shot that
lucky I
gap.
looked up when I did.
No,
to
what
get a
happened
close
is the ship speeded up and he would have shot it, but it speeded up on him.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it was. So
okay,
he
okay,
held
got
back and saying, no, it
Yeah.
can't crash.
it. Yeah, I got it.
How you doing, Steve?
Good,
I was going to
sir.
say it's good that you were behind it, because if
Yeah.
you're in front of it, it would have caught up to you, and then you would have been in a bit of trouble.
Well, I've had cases where I've gone around the front of the ship and they almost
Calculated.
kissed the front. Yeah.
Yeah.
Vinny,
the thing
Oh,
is,
okay.
Paul, is you were flying an Air 2S. You could have easily caught back up to it and did a flight all over again. That drone will easily go 2.5, 3 miles before it starts having issues.
Push it.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I would
Well,
have just
it-
caught back up
it-
to it.
well,
Yeah,
the
but-
thing
but
was,
if you got a
is-
metal ship in between you and the boat,
yeah.
you ain't gonna have 2.5 miles.
Well,
Or the bridge, or the
the other thing
bridge.
is that was the second ship on the same battery.
Oh,
Oh,
When
so
I
no
came back
battery
and
left.
landed, I landed with 22% battery life left.
I guess about 50 pounds.
Hmm.
so they're gonna put a quick charge station out there for you guys, like they're doing for all the EV cars. They're gonna have a drone quick charge station over there.
Yeah, that's what I reckon they should.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going through a situation right now. I've noticed that on 2 of my
There you
Air
go.
2S batteries, they're starting to get a little puffy.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Time to
Oh,
replace
the
them.
S, well, the S and the 2 are the same batteries.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow, because I've got my original S and they're fine.
They're getting a little spongy on the bottom.
Well, if you put them flat on a desk and see if they have any rock to them, because if they're still nice and flat, you should. be
Oh, no,
fine.
no, there's a bit of a rock to them.
Yeah, they're
Mm.
getting old. They're getting old.
But you also put a
Well, what I'm
lot
worried
of-
about is them popping
lights.
out, you know?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
he
yeah,
also
yeah.
flies a lot more too. Like he goes out 2 or 3 times a day sometimes.
Yeah, I know. He's putting a lot of hours on those batteries and a lot of charges.
Hmm.
I don't know. I had mine and it was really damn curved. It managed to stay in. I still flew it, but I do have a suggestion for you. So
What's
on Amazon, because I bought some and they turned out to be fine. You can find some Air 2 refurbs for about 70-80 bucks a pop.
Oh,
You
really?
get a 2-pack for 72 right here. They're
Yeah,
not
yeah, the
actually
refurb-
refurbished. They're just open box.
Or renewed. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of exactly what it is.
Where's that on?
Amazon, you can get 2 of them for $72. You can't beat that because it's brand new. Unopened,
Yeah.
they're 115 a pop. So you're getting a big discount right there. But
Yeah.
like I said, that's not technically they're refurbished. They're just open box. Somebody bought it, sent it
Yeah.
back. And you can put it in
Well,
the
when you
drone.
click on it, does it give a description like and tell you it's just
It says renewed on it, so.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's just
fine.
open box. That's all it is.
Mm.
Somebody bought it, cracked the seal on it, and now they can't sell it as new anymore.
Mm.
That's all it is. I bought.
But
ton-
I
dude, you know how
bought
much-
I bought a couple of them. They've been fine.
You know how much money I've saved by buying the renewed stuff from Amazon?
Yeah,
Or
for sure.
Even the aftermarket ones for the Mavic Pro, I had bought some 2 years ago when you couldn't get them anymore. And I bought aftermarket company ones, and I'll tell you, they work fine.
Scary part is they probably won't swell like the DJI ones.
I've never had a problem. The one
Oh
time,
God, I
the
remember.
only
I remember
problem
first
is
watching.
I dropped it and it went right on the edge of on the prongs. So that was my own fault. And that's why I had to get replacement.
That was probably one more reason I went with the Evo 2 instead of the Mavic 2 Pro. One was because Dobo was screaming about geozones. So that was kind of one factor in my thought process. Two, well, the drone was the Autel was 2 years newer. So it's like, okay, newer parts. This is probably another reason. And then three, Dobo also complained about how many batteries he had swell on his Mavic 2 Pro that he had to have replaced. So all of
Oh,
that
what do you-
all added up meant I bought the Autel.
I'll send you the link for that one I found, Paul.
Mhm.
because this one,
That's just a single battery.
what's it say about it? Pre-owned.
It,
Yeah.
it comes from the Amazon Renewed store, so that's good.
I put the link in the chat for the one that I found.
Okay,
Yeah, so if
So
anybody
that one
wants to
should
buy
take you
them,
right to the one that I found.
okay, let me stop share here. Hello.
Good, like I said,
Oh.
for $75, you can't beat that.
Mm-mm.
Because the other two new ones that were and the only difference is they're sealed is going to
Yeah.
cost you $230.
And
You
you
could
put it in
almost
the
get-
regular, you put it in the regular chat?
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, you could get 4 batteries and still be under what you would pay for 2 new ones
Mm.
Yeah,
at that
exactly.
price.
Yeah, they're less than 50%. It's only about 40% of the cost or something like that. 40, 45.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
It's only like 30% of the cost, Steve, for that 2-pack at $72.
Oh yeah,
That
if
puts
you're
them at
buying
that puts them at like $35 versus
No, I was just talking about, I
115.
just saw the individual price there when he popped
Yeah,
it
yeah,
out.
Yeah. Yeah. So the other one is actually like 1/3 the cost.
Yeah.
For what he's using it for, it's fine. You can afford to buy a few more of those if it goes bad.
Yeah.
Just go buy another renewed.
Well, and they'll still have some kind of a warranty through Amazon too, for at least a month or 3 months.
Yeah, something.
I mean, you can get away within 90 days if they act up. You can call.
I don't
bitch
know
at
the
right
last time
person.
I don't know the last time I flew my Air 2. The only thing I use the Air 2 for is to fly the Insta360 Sphere. And I really need to go do that again. I like the Sphere. I really like
Oh.
that Sphere.
Here's your chance.
I got 3 batteries for my Air 2, so I got plenty. I got plenty. For as little as I've flied it, I got plenty of batteries. Although throwing the Sphere on there, your flight time is not nearly as long.
Mm. Carrying extra. What is that like?
What, the Sphere?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a good question.
What's that?
The Insta360 Sphere that sits on the Air 2.
Now, if you guys want to check out, like, say on Amazon, I've showed this before, but if you go down to here,
Hey, Steve,
go
sorry,
to
but
Amazon outlet,
Yeah.
this stuff is on sale all the time. They got tons
Hey,
of
Rob,
stuff. This is like their Black Friday, like their Cyber Monday sales on stuff all the time. You just got to scour through and see what you can find that you're looking for.
I can't find no deals on A2.
You have to go here to all, go down to programs and features, and go to Amazon outlet. And there's tons of deals in there of stuff that's like 50, some of it's like
Is that just-
75% off.
yeah,
That's just Flanagan, I think, though.
yeah,
But
you
it's-
just gotta,
it's-
you just gotta
it's
go through
only-
and search.
Right. It's worth scouring though if you want to look for some deals.
Well, you can do a search once you're in the outlet section.
Yeah. You can do a search and look for something specific.
Yeah,
You put in like microphones and it'll pop up all the microphones they have on sale. But like a lot of that stuff is 50 to 75% off all the time. So
well,
it's a good place to
I had to
look.
call Amazon because I got a shipment, and that's the shipment.
Mm.
What
And
the
it,
fuck?
and it should be 2 boxes about this big and this thick.
Well, what's in it?
Nothing, air.
It's just empty.
Yeah.
They got
Oh yeah, call them and bitch them out, Steve.
Oh, well, actually, they did. Well, I called yesterday and I didn't see anything online. So I called back again today. And the guy said, you know what? It's saying here, it's got to get an approval. So it says, can you hold on? I go, yeah. So I was on hold for a while, but he got back and, oh, hold on a second. Headphones got,
They just sent you empty envelopes.
well, suck it here.
3 envelopes.
There we go. I called back and he goes, refresh your order screen. Boom, there they were. They'll be here. What's today? Thursday, Saturday.
Sunday for us.
What was it? Hard drives?
But I got my backpack for my Air 3.
Oh, great.
I just
What did
got
you-
everything put over.
What did you originally order that they were supposed to send you? If you don't mind me asking. Like, what were you supposed to receive, Steve? Oh, never mind.
I think his earpiece is gone.
I got it now.
Okay, so
Okay.
what were you originally supposed to receive if you don't
Oh,
mind me asking?
there were just 2 boxes of magnets.
Oh.
Window magnets for security system.
Oh, okay.
And they were the extra window magnets. So when you put them on, you can leave your window open and then have them over there a little bit.
So you can space it out if you want to open your window.
Yeah, so you can
and
leave
not
your
feel hot.
windows open and still have your home secure.
Okay.
Mm.
Why would you want your home secured?
Oh, I don't know. We've been.
Is it
actually-
really your home? You're in California, isn't it? The immigrant's home to like just
Oh
like
my
move in
God.
and throw your ass out.
Well,
'Cause
they'll
it's
never
really
step in.
theirs, not
They'll-
really yours.
They'll never step in. I was talking to Brian, texting back and forth to him yesterday. And he was so funny because he's talking about, yeah, I'm going to go down. He showed me an image of where he's going to go down in Austin to do a nighttime shot that'll show the Austin skyline. And also,
What's up,
it's a
Daniel?
big
Daniel.
park. I said, I take it I hope you're not going downtown. He goes, no, not unless I got a tank to go down there with. And I said, well, even at nighttime, he says, oh no, Mr. Wilson and his friend Smith will be with me. So I'll be okay where I'm at.
Yeah.
So I teased him back and I said, well, my friend Colt would join you, but I'm flying.
Telling you, that's why I always wear my retired army stuff when I'm flying. Nobody fucks with me.
I don't have any of that shit.
Or
Well,
my-
you're not retired
my-
army, so
my-
I wouldn't expect you to.
my Air Force.
Hey, Chuck.
I hey, I
Yeah,
couldn't
I
come
like
on
the
earlier,
Omni
Rob.
shirts. They're comfortable.
Damn work.
But yeah, Steve, anything military and flying a drone, they won't screw with you. They
don't
literally
bother
just
you.
won't. They just
don't
will
know,
not
T-
bother you.
TSA pretty much 99% of the time goes through my entire bag. My bag goes off to the side and I have to go through it with the officer. But it's never a problem. It's always like they just want to make sure everything's cool in there. Because there's a lot of shit in my camera bag. I mean, it's like packed.
Oh
it's
yeah, yeah,
literally
yeah. My computer
packed.
bag, my computer bag was the
Oh
same
my
way.
God.
I got tagged for
gotta
my
just-
computer bag all the time.
And like in Syracuse, for some reason, Syracuse gets like the newest like TSA stuff. All if they get like the stuff first. They're one of the airports that gets like to test everything first. And the new like scanning stuff is like it circles things and like identifies stuff, and it's all in 3D, and it's wild. But anyway, half my bag is like highlighted, and you have to go through like a million things. So every time.
Yeah,
That's what you got to do is the very first thing you do. Just tell them I've got a drone in here and lipo batteries, and I
do.
let
I
them
tell
know.
them I say, look, I blog on YouTube. I have like there are like 5 cameras in here, 3 drones, batteries, and everything, because it can't go under the plane. I can't have this stuff down under the aircraft. It gets too damn cold for it, so it's all up here with me. But yeah, go through anything you need to go through. Obviously.
Well, you just tell them lipo batteries can't go in the cargo hold.
They know
does
that.
that bag
And then,
open all the way? Does that bag open all the way up?
Mine?
Well, watch this
Yeah.
chicken TSA.
Mine's a clamshell bag. It opens. I mean, you can wide open.
Right. So
I-
normally on something like that, your best option is to lay it completely open so that they can see everything on the inside when it goes through the scanning.
Her
Then
parents,
they'll tend to leave you
I don't
alone.
know. I just
her parents
I just
planted it in her bag.
I just know that Lori and I allow enough time at the airport because it's always like 5 minutes for them to go through my stuff, and it's no big deal. And it takes me a few minutes to get it back in there because like it's a packaging engineering project to get all that shit in 10 pounds.
Did you
of
do
shit in
that
a
quick
5-pound
check-in
bag.
with TSA too, though?
I have pre, but it doesn't matter. My stuff always my backpack.
We can just
always-
get you to the scanner faster. It doesn't get you
Yeah,
through the
you know what's wild? The one time it didn't happen was Iceland. Iceland didn't give a shit about anything. I think they were just like, get out of our country, just go.
Well, they knew you came in there with all those drones back. They thought you were coming in there with some kind of terrorist organization. You're going to be bombing the place.
They probably Iceland probably sees the likes of you and me all the time. It's probably like,
I'm
yeah,
sure
another
they
friggin'
I'm sure
drone
they
guy.
do.
You
Yeah,
know,
I'm sure they do.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, but they
it's
also have
probably like,
people.
Yep.
In some of the big airports, they actually have people planted though that sit and look for body language.
Oh
They
yeah.
sit and read people, and they look at, is he acting nervous? Is he acting normal? Because that's what they're looking for. If
Oh, I mean, I have gotten in trouble more than once with TSA because like at the end where they side cart your bag and
Yeah, hang
then
on.
the officer comes over and they open it up and like I tried to reach through the barrier like, oh, here, let me help you. Can't do that. I was like, oh shit, I'm sorry, I keep forgetting. I just want to help, but I know I can't. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? It's like shit.
Yeah. They'll get upset about that.
But it's so hard. I want to help them and I can't. I'm not allowed. So like you just have to like kind of like tie your hands behind your back and like, okay, like yeah, and talk them through it basically.
pretty much when you come
Yeah,
up to the
the
TSA
battery.
agents, just tell them this is bigger than you and keep walking through. They won't stop you.
Okay, yeah, sure. And then I'll be on the no-fly list, and my travel blogging days will be limited to shit in New York State,
Where you can walk.
where I can walk or drive. Yeah.
No, you drive. Your license plates will be picked up. You'll be tagged.
Oh shit! I'll be on a bicycle. Yeah. Well, anyway, but yeah. So like, I don't know what I would do if they said no, you can't carry this stuff on. I have like my carry-on is probably 10 grand. It's shit. It's all cameras, drones, and stuff. Right, 10 grand in there.
Yeah,
Like,
and I'm not gonna I'm not going to sit there and put anything expensive going through, and especially with the LiPo batteries. That's the thing. Like I said, you don't tell them about all the camera stuff. I've got I've got a drone and LiPo batteries in here, and there's camera. You can just mention it, but you emphasize the LiPo batteries, and then they know you got to take it on board. And
Yeah, exactly.
you
Oh, no,
when
no,
you
I don't
go,
think
it's
so.
just like going through customs. When I was in the Air Force, we had to go every 30 days through a customs clearance that we would go, and they tell us anything that changed, anything going on, because we were bringing back patients and constantly flying. So they would go through that and they would tell us what they're looking for. And you don't volunteer information, you just answer the questions they do. And I know the last international flight we took was over Dublin. We came back through, and you clear customs in Dublin. You don't clear customs coming in. We coming into Boston. The customs is in Dublin. So you clear customs there, and now you're on sovereign American territory. Went through, told them, no, nothing to declare, just souvenirs. Looked at it, looked at me, poof, right on through.
Yeah.
You know what's weird? When we got to Iceland, there was like no real custom shit. It was so bizarre.
Mhm.
Like nobody gave a crap. It was weird. I wish I had vlogged it, but I did not.
Well, that's all too. It's just 9/11. But even before, like going to England, I remember going to England back in the, I think it was 82. We went through, and my girlfriend at the time, she wanted to have her passport stamped. We go walking through, there was nothing. You just walked right on through. You didn't do anything. They didn't look for passports or anything. And she asked the customs officer if she could get it. He starts digging through drawers trying to find a stamp. They didn't even have a desk or anything set up in order to, okay, you're clear and go, because we were coming in from the US. Now, the other countries, like there's a jet coming in from France and everything at the same time. Oh no, it's, backlog.
Actually, Iceland, I think, is the only country that has, in my new passport, that stamped it. And so I have my Icelandic stamp in my passport. Everybody else, like Canada, they just scan it. You don't get no stamp or anything. US, nothing.
Well, are you going to go to Israel?
No. No, actually, but the next stop for us is we're going to London for a week, so we're gonna really explore London. Yeah. So that's easier. All I have to do is bring Mini 3 Pro, because Mini 3 Pro is basically the only thing that I can fly within London anyway.
Come to
Oh, look,
Wales.
it's Daniel.
What?
Come to Wales.
How am I
Why
gonna
would
get to-
he want to go to Wales? He'll need to wipe his feet on the way out.
Wales has the most awesome castles ever, from what I've heard.
Yep. We got more castles per square foot than Scotland.
Really?
Oh, there's like a castle at every corner in Scotland. That's saying a lot. But I've heard that too. Like Rob, I've heard that, and Lori and I would love to go to Wales, but we don't know, like, how long does it take to go from London to Wales?
Depends which part of Wales.
Well, yeah, I mean, like,
between 4 hours and 8 hours drive.
that's a drive. What about, can you take the train?
Yeah, no,
Yeah, you can.
you can. You wouldn't believe it, that Wales is, to go from the bottom end of Wales to the top end of Wales, that's a 6-hour drive.
Oh, that's nothing.
Yeah,
Well,
no, when
it-
you look at Wales, you think Wales is so small. You wouldn't think that, from the
Oh.
bottom to the top.
Yeah. No, this doesn't surprise me, Rob, because like I know when Lori and I went last year and we drove from Windsor down to Bournemouth.
That's a
Laura's
nice
not laughing.
Bournemouth.
Laura's not laughing.
No,
Bournemouth.
I was actually waiting for you to say Bournemouth, but
I know, but you fixed
Bournemouth.
me. I'm fixed. But anyway, that I remember talking to Keith about Keith of the K Spot about that drive, and I was like, oh, it won't take long. He's like, no, Chuck, it's gonna take a while. It's like longer than you think. So I think everything in the UK is basically just because of the roads and stuff. It just takes longer than you would expect.
Yeah.
So Wales would be no less than 4 hours drive, more likely 6.
Again, depends which part of Wales you want to go to.
Yeah, I know, dude. But like, so it's worst case scenario. That would take that would easily take like we'd have to drive down there and spend like a couple of days, and then right,
Yeah.
and then like wander.
Yeah, it would be better to spend a couple of days there.
Yeah, it's
I mean, that would
ideal.
make sense.
Look, next time you're about, Chuck, look up Snowdonia National Park in Wales.
That's rubbish there.
No, but just everything else around
Yeah,
it.
everything is round there, but
Snowdonia, huh?
Snowdonia.
I just don't know. I mean, we have stuff spattered about the week, such that
Yeah,
it'd be
no, I
really
don't mean this
difficult.
time. I just mean for future.
Yeah. It would be really nice to like not hit a police car in front of me.
yeah, that would be good.
Same sort of thing
Yeah.
as Scotland. You know, with all the
Yeah,
country castles.
we want to get back to Scotland actually. Like
I'm going to Scotland next year.
Yay.
But we do get a little
Yeah,
bit
Scotland's
because we're further down. So it's not so cold.
It's not that cold in Scotland. It depends what time of year you go.
Yeah. but-
we didn't mind September, like late September. It was nice the midges were gone. That was nice, but it was a bit shit sometimes. And like Sky, we got lucky one day, and the rest of it was pure shit. And like, you know, we tried to climb the Old Man Store, and we got pretty much blown back down.
Nice Isle of Skye.
Yeah, Sky deserves more time. I mean, if
Yeah.
Lori and I go back, we need to spend like half a week in Sky, just like exploring. I want to see the dinosaur fossil prints and stuff. I have so much.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like another world. It's incredible. So yeah, I mean, I think Lori and I owe ourselves another trip to Scotland, but we kind of want to go back to Iceland too, believe it or not. 'Cause like,
Excuse me. I was just looking online just for the heck of it, for Dublin to go like in November. I just picked a couple of dates in the middle of the week from LA on Air New Zealand. $239 one way from LAX nonstop to Dublin, and 300, and it was less 320 to come on the return flight leg.
Wow.
I'm paying more than that to fly. I'm paying 50% more than that just to go to Austin next week.
Yeah.
dude, that's crazy. That's awesome.
I said, "Oh
Wow.
man, that would be funny. Hop on a jet, go over there, catch an Uber down to where. Don't bother with a car. Just go over there, catch an Uber down to the clinic where
Yeah,
Tomas
connect-
is at, and knock
Yeah.
on the door and say, "I'm here to see Tomas O'Sullivan."
Yeah, how you doing, Tomas? Yeah, that'd be awesome. And then like, well, who else? Like, Alan, Drones Views Media. Isn't he
Yeah.
like in Ireland also?
Is he? I thought is he Northern?
I don't know, but I know he keeps saying that he tells Lori and me that we have to come over.
Hmm.
He's like, you guys have to come over here. And I know we do. And like to spend time with Alan would be great because he knows all the good spots and stuff.
Oh yeah.
It used to be, but I'm not sure if it still is. Dublin used to be the most expensive city in Europe.
I like the park downtown.
In Dublin.
Yeah.
Which one?
God, I don't remember. You know, that's a good question. It's
pretty
kind of
big
the main
place.
one. It's kind of the main one that was downtown.
Southern Ireland is amazing.
Yeah.
I was there on a
People
customer visit.
Well,
It don't happen
I don't know. Lori and I need to branch out. I think we're we're gonna have to figure out a way. Like we have not touched Ireland. We crave returning to Scotland just because, and you know, there's more stuff to see, and like, you know, you only get so many freaking years on this planet where you can actually travel and do cool stuff.
You can
So
go
we're
over
trying
to the
like,
cliffs in Ireland too.
yeah,
over
yeah.
on
Oh,
the west
Cliffs of
side.
the Cliffs of
Well,
Moher.
we can actually,
That's beautiful.
yes. Well, we can get to the White Cliffs, not far from London, if we wanted to get down there. I mean, it's not
Yeah.
that far away. What's like an hour, like outside of
No,
London to get there?
Yeah, about 2 hours in there.
About 2. Okay.
White
Well, I
Cliffs.
mean, we could do that.
Phoenix Park? Is that where you're talking about,
I don't
Rob?
White Cliffs
Oh.
of Dover, he's on about, isn't he?
I don't remember what
Yeah,
the name of the park
White
was.
Cliff.
Well,
The White
here's
Cliffs. Yeah, the White
here-
Cliffs are like 2 hours out of London, right? Is that what you're saying, Rob?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd
I
be
mean,
nice.
here's
that-
Dublin, and then this is just outside, and this is that huge park that's over here.
If Lori and I could get a good day and like, you know, that would give us a better part of a day to go down, and then I have to bring Mavic 3 though. Now Mavic 3 has to tag along, because if I'm going to be flying the coast, I need Mavic 3. I can't be counting on
Oh,
Mini
right,
3
power.
Pro to do it.
I don't know what that is.
You'll be asking the fishermen to go pull your net if you're going to the Cliffs of
Hello,
Moher.
Andrew.
Yeah,
What's
yeah,
up?
yeah.
They were some hairy legs.
Oh, Andrew.
Yeah, hello,
Do
Andrew.
I-
Steve.
Do I hear Chuck?
Yeah.
No,
Where, where are we driving, Chuck?
We lost Daniel.
He's coming to Wales to visit me.
oh,
Yeah.
we're discussing driving other places, but I am presently driving home.
He's
Ah,
put some pontoons, he's putting pontoons on the edge of the truck. And then he's got these like snow chains, but they're paddles for the tires. So he's just gonna sit there and just work his
Paddle.
way across.
Paddle our way across the pond. Nice.
But we haven't got no posh enough hotels in Wales for that.
Hey,
Yeah.
Rob,
Well,
Yes, sir.
Okay.
yeah.
did you see Ruger came out with a drone that can shoot guns?
Oh, no.
Yeah, I saw that article.
Sounds controversial.
I thought it was quite interesting, didn't you?
Mhm.
That'd be
So-
great.
Military use. I
Yep.
Who knows? I still
Uh,
remember when Taser talked about creating a tasing drone for the police force, and
That'd be
everybody
fun.
went nuts, and they backed out of doing it after they announced
It
it.
wouldn't.
And I-
Sur- it wouldn't surprise me if somebody tried again with that.
I don't know why we don't give the police force drones with tasers on them. Look at hostage situation, send it inside of a building kind of thing. There's
Yeah.
so many damn places that it would be useful. The cry out was, oh, they're just going to tase everybody. No, they're not. They have
Yeah.
tasers now. Are they tasing everybody today? No.
There's
Tase everybody.
tasers up by where Chuck is for the police.
It's pathetic. It's like, really? You think the police are just like gonna like start tasing everybody now because they have drones that have tasers on them? No,
Actually,
it's a stupid argument.
I think you can go over to a sports store like Dick's Sporting Goods or Academy Sports and buy a taser.
Go on Amazon and buy all kinds of tasers.
Amazon. I bet Steve might have one. No,
No.
no.
Where they get expensive is the taser guns because the refill cartridges are expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll pay.
Justin, you used to play with a taser.
Yeah, until Bo chewed it up. He didn't like that fucking thing. Every time I hit it, he'd get pissed.
So how are things up there, Chuck?
How are things where?
Hello,
How are
Chuck?
things up in Chuck's neck of the woods?
Who's going to be in my neck of the woods?
How are things up there, Chuck?
We're not getting fall colors like we're supposed to. It's kind of slow.
Aw, that's a shame.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
thought
might happen. we had some wind the other day. I think it knocked some of the loose ones down, but there's still a lot of leaves around. But they're not very colorful yet. But
Because from the temperatures I've seen, you should be getting some
We-
vibrant colors.
we have been really mild. There hasn't even been a frost yet. I mean, we haven't even had a
Yes.
proper Indian summer, as they call it. You know, we after the first frost and then it gets warm.
Because usually there's not frost till almost Halloween, right?
No, we've had frost. You just never really know around here. Like frost can happen in September, but usually we don't usually go this far. I mean, I remember
Is
getting
that-
my brand new truck one year, and then like about now and a week later, it was snowing. Like that.
Oh,
know.
what?
Now the refill cartridges, well, they're not too bad. $44 for
45.
two. And you can also get a coal holster for it. So I mean, that's not too bad if you're not wasting them, hitting your
Yeah.
friends with them.
It depends on how many people you got to shoot at a time.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you're hitting your friends with them, that's $20 a pop just about every time. You hit one of your friends in the ass with one.
I guess the question is, how good is your aim?
And they don't
That's
always
for
work.
it's for close range.
Yeah, you're
If
talking
you can't
20
if you
feet,
can't
20
hit the
feet.
subject.
Well, and they're not always, they don't always work. That's the whole debate
What-
with tasers.
Oh,
You know, they're like, well, why didn't they shoot the guy with the gun with the taser? Well, because the tasers don't always work.
so that's a
Justin, you
taser in
got
the form
tased
of a
a few
gun.
times, right? Did it always work for
Oh
you?
yeah. I've been tased quite a few times. Not by
So
the
you
cops.
just,
but-
are you taser resistant now? Just like doesn't affect you? Just
No, dude, you don't get used to that. I don't care what anybody says.
I thought maybe you get immune to it.
No. And a lot of these guys you see on like the, police body cam footage and stuff. And a lot of times it's just because they're wearing thick clothing and the prongs can't get through the clothing.
Yeah,
I thought
exactly.
maybe they were so
It's-
coked up or something that it didn't really get to.
I
Yeah,
mean,
there
if
was-
it-
There was a guy here in the local area. I don't remember where, Jacksonville, Deland, Deltona, something. Anyways, the cops pulled him over. He was a passenger. The other two guys got out, and the third guy ran off. And
Mhm.
they ended up chasing him and tasing him. They tased him. He didn't go down. They hit him a second time. He went face first over the curb into the road. His body was in the grass, but his face plop. And he wound up with black eyes and a bloodied lip. And the cops sort of kneed him in the shoulder when they were trying to get him to, because he was also still being uncooperative about like giving up, and he kept sticking his hand underneath, and they weren't sure whether he had a gun in his belt or something. So they knocked him with their knees a few times. And anyways, so they got his arrest picture. And he's just like,
Have you seen?
all swollen up. And I'm like, you know why he's all
Wow.
swollen up? Because when he got tased, he went face first into the freaking pavement.
God, he
I-
face
I'm
planted the road.
He
Ouch.
face planted the
Ouch.
road. His body was still in the his body was still in the grass. That's the thing. His head went over the curb and face planted in the road.
Rod.
Here's
The
a
other
good
way
taser
around.
scene.
Happier.
Ouch. That would hurt.
Yeah.
So it's not like he face planted into the grass and his body was in the road. No, it was the other way around. His body was in the grass and his head face
wait.
planted the road.
The male sheriff, isn't that Rob Riggle?
Yeah.
I like the intensity. Eye of the tiger. Good. You're holding 50,000 volts, little man. Don't be afraid to ride the lightning.
Is that a hangover? I can't
Yeah.
see it. That's hangover.
All right, everybody relax. Take it easy. We've seen it before. He just needs a little extra. There we go.
Watch that again. I have to watch that again. I love that.
No, Have you seen that new taser glove though? I was watching this. So they were doing a trade show on a taser gun or a taser glove, and the cop can grab you and it won't shock anybody else that grabs the assailant, just whoever he's grabbing with the glove. And he was testing it on some cops that were coming around the trade show. And yeah, it dropped him right to the ground as soon as they touched him with it. Paul really wants this thing.
I think it's cool.
It's about the 12th time he shared this. I think he really wants this gun.
Paul, just pull the trigger.
Well, they got some cheaper ones here. Pepper ball gun, $85.
But Paul,
Here's one. It's a machine gun.
Paul, you want something reliable though,
Yeah, I know.
right, Chuck?
I don't know anything about that stuff.
Rod,
But
What's that?
Paul wants something reliable, right?
I'm not
the
looking.
taser's pretty reliable.
Pepper ball gun.
Sure. Problem
Well,
with that is you have to hit them in the eyes.
Ouch.
Or anywhere in the face.
Yeah,
Wait,
anywhere in
what-
the face with those.
What if you hit him in the balls?
Yeah, why is this not?
It's got to affect your tissue in your eyes. That's what you're going after, so they can't
Ah.
see in the burning sensation. It's not going to hurt you down there. It may sting, and if you hit them just right,
Yeah, it's gotta be in the face.
Is there such thing
With
as
the
a
pepper
mace
spray.
gun?
Mace
mace
cans,
gun?
yeah. Not a gun, but a can that sprays 30 plus feet. Yeah.
yeah, the big
Wow.
canisters,
Like,
big
wow.
canisters, do, but the
canisters, okay.
small ones are close contact.
The big ones can spray a fucking long ways.
Yeah, you can get
Like-
it,
like
or
lots
like
of word
Justin said, get the Hornet spray from Raid.
That's what I'm talking about. That stuff's cheap.
And you can pick that up
No,
at any
get the
hardware
squirt-
store.
Get the squirt gun, put gasoline in it, and
Jeez,
squirt them.
blind
Oh,
people.
Justin Street.
You'll see how fast they like right away after that.
Especially
And then
if-
pull out
es-
the lighter.
Yeah, I was gonna
guarantee you
say,
they
you pull
won't
out
hang
your
ar-
lighter.
Pull out your lighter. I guarantee you they won't hang around after that.
All you'd have to do would be to have a hell of a squirt gun with gasoline in it, with
Bye, Laura.
with a sparkler on the end of it.
Yeah. But I guarantee you a criminal is not going to hang around after he's been squirted with gasoline and you're standing there with a lighter.
Yeah.
So-
Especially if he's smoking.
Yeah, I think, yeah, that would probably deter him pretty fast.
Well, occasionally I see him smoking next to the gas pump.
You know what you're supposed to not use next to the gas pump? Your cell phone, because you can light the fumes.
Hey,
Well, sometimes as you're lighting the cigarette, you could still, next to the gas pump, still light the
The
fume.
fumes.
Yeah, they don't seem to understand that there's gas fumes coming out all
Just
the
like the
And-
bullshit rule about not using your phone on an airplane.
yeah.
Not sure what to make of that crap. Sounds
There ain't
hokey.
nothing that cell phone's doing that's going to affect anything on that plane. That is the stupidest
Sure about
rule that
that?
they've ever had. I think that was just made out of paranoia.
No, I
Is
And they
that-
just stuck.
Hey, Captain Joe.
Yeah,
Say,
Joe.
when the hospital,
Maybe older phones, but the
Oh.
newer ones, they're not running on anything that plane's running on.
don't know, man. I mean, I think it seems suspect, but I just don't know.
Captain Joe.
I
Hey
mean,
guys,
Always
What's up,
know.
Joe? What's up,
Justin,
Tim?
this is why you need one like this.
Yeah, but
Just
Zoom's
recharge it.
noise cancellation makes it very underwhelming looking.
And if that don't work, you pull out one of these.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
I'd rather have
what
that.
Steve needs. That's
Uh-uh.
what Steve Carpenter needs.
Well, he
A
could
Glock?
have it.
I don't need it.
You got something, don't you?
Yeah, but the
Yeah.
problem is California's so strict on guns. I don't know. I'd be
If
wary
the-
about, because California is the type of state that would arrest you for inconveniencing the criminal.
Well,
mean,
if you have
let's
a
face
gun,
it.
You're right.
if your gun is so old, it cannot be registered.
Like
If
that
there's
whole
no serial
joke.
number,
Like the
I'll
whole,
just, I'll just take the fifth.
like the whole joke from Liar and Liar about how she said, about how he said that she told him that the criminal slipped and fell through the skylight, and the criminal sued the
oh,
her friend. That's exactly what I
uh,
mean. Some of the laws in some of these states are
There's a-
protecting criminals more than
3
Oh,
years
California's a
homeowners.
big one for that.
ago, 3 years ago, there's a local gun store. This guy climbs to the roof, climbs into the air duct, and then falls through the ceiling and tries to steal guns from the gun shop. And then he tries to make his escape. Well, he's locked in, and then he tries to go back up, and and then he gets stuck. And he
Yeah.
falls back down to the floor.
It was all
So
on
the-
video camera.
did you get
Yes.
did you guys
No, it's being around weapons my whole entire life. I mean, since I was a little kid, I was always around them. Never had a problem. My parents taught me well and been through training. When I used to own a liquor store, I had concealed carry because of the amount of cash that we would handle. Because what we did is we cashed payroll checks for all the farm workers around our area there. And going to the, back and forth to the bank, I had it. And when I had my last interview that we had to go through, because I mean, in California, even back then, I'm talking 1975,
Mhm.
76 in that time frame. And I knew the sheriff. I mean, for Orange County, I knew the sheriff, and I knew a lot of the people that were doing the investigation. And I will go up there, and the first thing they tell me is, we already have fingerprints for you on file, so we're not even gonna bother processing this. The application. And I go, and why not? And I was really being indignant. I said, if you looked at the application, at least you would sit there and know that I've got it to go to get it for a liquor store. And the fingerprints you have on file, my fingerprints for the liquor license, which had to be processed through you. And the officer just kind of just sat there and went,
I've never used that.
oh, there you go.
The belly band.
Yeah. But no, it's, I mean, I've had that, those had serial numbers on it because they were. So that serial number on the one weapon I carry concealed, but others don't. They were bought just going in to buy them at a regular gun shop.
You want to see stupid? Here's stupid. This lady walked into a police department in Connecticut
Uh-huh.
late at night. Nobody's there. She's pounding on the window. Literally, nobody's there. This is like
Is
almost
she pounding-
midnight.
Is she pounding on the window with a gun?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Watch. Oh no, it gets better. I don't know what her problem was.
Is she on drugs?
Not a clue.
Doing
This
something.
is an article I saw last night. She's like, where is everybody? Right, drunk as hell or something. Anyways, then she backs up. Yeah, she fired the gun. It didn't break the bulletproof glass.
I'm on the plane,
Oh,
I'll get you.
drinking in the park.
Yeah, she'd been drinking.
$26,000 in damages.
Yeah, bulletproof glass
Oh.
is very expensive.
So she shot it. She goes over. Eventually, she
Commit murder.
sits down, and then the cops finally show up and sneak in
Oh.
the side door and take her out.
Attempted murder and criminal mischief. And
There-
DUI.
there's a brilliant criminal for you.
Oh God.
Department start shooting the gun. I'll just make their job really easy here.
Yeah.
Oh, that is crazy.
Hey, I got drunk and went and shot the police department up. That'd be a story to tell the kids.
What a spot to put the police department near the bar.
Yeah.
Here you have to have you got to go down, not to buy a gun, to buy ammunition. You got to go down and fill out an application. Then you get the permit, and then they do a background check on you. And then if you're okay with that and you come back through, every year you got to renew that permit.
Is there a tax on each box of ammo that you buy?
Is there a what?
Yes.
A tax?
And they've tried to raise
Oh,
that
yeah.
tax to make it.
And then
That's what they're trying to do now.
And then,
There's
do they
several
track?
laws going through.
And then they track each box of ammo that you have. So
They're not even
say
doing that.
Steve bought 3 boxes of ammo today.
You
We'll
know
let
what
you
they're-
know
you
when
know
it
what-
goes through.
You know what the government's doing? The government's doing, and they're tagging it, is anytime you buy ammunition or a weapon at a store, it's got a special ID. You use your credit card, guess what? The government knows that you bought that. The federal government does. Department of Justice is getting it through.
Ooh. Is this Paul? Is this Paul flying
Yeah.
a ship?
Yeah.
Flying.
I don't know. We all need Ron's 44 Magnum.
There's the ship.
I got a friend of mine that has one.
Ooh.
There's the ship,
And
and
there's the
there
ship
goes
there.
the ship.
You know what the trick is to those, Steve? Aim low because you know it's going to kick.
That's why you have either a 12 gauge Remington or automatic, or you have a
20?
pump, and you just get yourself some double out buck,
Mhm.
and you don't have to be accurate.
The most dangerous weapon in the world is a shotgun.
You
Hands
hear
down.
it, you
For
hear
personal
it rack.
security, shotguns are way better.
All you have
Rob,
to do is hear
next
it
best
rack,
thing.
and I'll guarantee you the people will run.
Yeah, that's a beauty.
What about birdshot?
357.
No, you want a larger to take it down.
357 snub nose.
If you're close enough, the birdshot will put a hole right through 'em. But with the slugs, the bigger it is, you've got it because it's scattering. You got to look at the pattern. I used to shoot trap.
Have
And
you
you
ever
gotta look
shot
at-
that, Joe?
You have to use the pattern.
Looks pretty clean. Like
It's clean.
that's
Is that a
clean looking
50?
gun.
No, 357.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
357
Well,
snub.
357 2-inch.
That
What
thing is
make?
Nice.
This is a Charter Arms. But it's a perfect carry pistol. And when a criminal sees you with 5 bullets, they figure you can shoot, so they're gonna take off.
Yep.
But what I
But
like
the-
about those,
The one I have in my concealed was the Colt 357 on the Mark III, and that's on a 44 mag frame, 2.5 inch. So you've got that weight out there that keeps that the weapon down when you go to fire.
it's got little holes in the top of the barrel that offset to keep it level.
Mhm.
You get the recoil out the top. But what I like about the SIG I bought off my son is he was going to sell it to another police officer. And I said, "What are you selling it for?" He said, $400. And I said, y'all paid like $600 for it. I said, "Hold on." I handed him $400 bills. Said, "Give it to me." Because he was going to buy a Glock. So he went and bought a Glock, right? But this is what I like about it. That's 12. So I've got 13. I got one on the chamber, and I got 12 instead of 5. So I'm going to start using that as my carry because it's actually smaller.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
I'll shoot him twice.
Well, it's
I
just
wouldn't carry
like what Rod was saying. All you have to do is someone is coming in your home. If you've got a pump shotgun, all you do is go click, click, and I'll guarantee you
Yeah.
they will leave the front of that door lickety split.
Tell me.
Yeah. Shotguns.
Dustin says
Shotguns are deadly.
he's got a Beretta 9mm.
As soon as I can figure out how to conceal a javelin in my pants, that's what I want.
I already have one, and I conceal it well.
Oh,
Just
God.
get a big trench coat. Trench coat, Justin. They'll cover it up.
You just put a little wheel on it and extend it out to the front.
Right.
In order here in California right now, in order to get your concealed carry,
Oh, David.
it's going to cost you about $1,500 by the time you're done, not counting the classes that you're going to have to take.
Oh yeah.
That's why I like
Those-
we went
In
to
Florida, it's now
constitutional.
zero because you don't need anything.
I
to
know.
conceal carry.
And then
They
of
should have
course,
just went to
Newsom
open.
comes out and signs into law. This whole area where you cannot, even if you have a concealed carry, you cannot go into a shopping center, a church.
Yeah, and that makes
all
sense.
these places you can't
Yeah, no, that
Yeah,
makes
get in.
sense.
New York State just did that with New York City.
I think we should have just went to open carry. I don't know why they stopped it concealed. They might as well have just made it open carry.
Because
Don't disagree.
Because New York and Connecticut and California have three, along with Illinois, have the strictest gun laws in the country.
And they have the most crime and problems with it.
No, I think New Jersey has the highest. Don't they have the most strict? Or is it?
It's the strictest. Illinois is the strictest to get a concealed carry
Well, even
Thought
though,
New
even to own a
because of
gun.
because of Chicago.
I thought New
The
Jersey
criminals
was
are
just-
never the criminals will never be without guns.
Yeah.
No matter what the laws are. The entire problem is more good people don't
Yeah, so we don't have to
carry.
have that, Paul.
Is that for your concealed
Yeah,
carry?
that's my
Paul?
concealed permit. It's good till 26.
Now, it is good to get your concealed in Florida still if you want to, because it is good in like 30 some states.
Sure.
So if you really want to like travel with your gun, it's still good to get. But if you're just cruising around Florida, you don't need to.
Till you hit California.
If you want another, there's the Utah permit, which is good in like 30 states.
Well, there's some guys out there travel around, they have multiple permits just so they can be covered everywhere.
Yeah, my neighbor who's also retired military, he and I were talking about this. It's like, we really need more of these retired military guys like us carrying.
Because
you need more good guy. You need more good guys running around with them to keep the bad guys honest.
Because you two know how to properly use firearms.
Correct.
I bet he did. He does.
Ooh, Dominic?
No,
What was that?
Paul.
Oh, you're looking at it. You got to remember everybody's in
Everybody's in a different position
I
on
meant-
different
Oh,
computers.
sorry, I meant Paul.
Because at me, you're just pointing at nothing.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
Dominic's
was
above
trying
you.
to. I was attempting to point at Paul.
Yeah, it's
I
on,
know
my,
about Justin.
on my screen. You and Joe are at the bottom, and you were just pointing
Oh,
to
okay.
nothing.
I'm sorry.
There was
Yeah.
there was an incident here about 2 years ago, 3 years ago. It was a road rage incident between a truck and a bike. And the guy in the truck got out and was giving the biker all kinds of hell. He eventually pulled a goddamn knife out on him and was being threatening with him. And eventually he took a swing at him with the knife. Then the other guy pulled his gun out. You should have seen how fast that other guy backed down after that.
Yep.
But I was so impressed that the guy who had the concealed carry waited as long as he could before he actually pulled it out. That's somebody that knows what they're doing with it.
And once your life is being threatened, at that point
Yeah.
it was when it took a threat for that, and then you have every right.
Right to pull it out.
Well, there was a guy down here in my county that he was an Uber driver, and he picked a girl up from a bar to take her home, and she was really drunk, and her boyfriend was drunk at the bar, thought she was going home with some other dude. Freaking chased down the Uber driver, sped his truck up in front of him, got out of the truck, and was threatening to shoot the Uber driver. And it was dark out, and he picked out his phone out of his pocket and pointed it at the Uber driver. The Uber driver thought it was a gun and laid his ass out. The sheriff said, well, you shouldn't have played stupid games and got out your truck.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
That's stupid.
But he thought the Uber driver was some random dude she was trying to go home with.
So that was a relationship based on trust.
Yeah. Yeah, right now there's a big lawsuit going on here in California. It's up to the it was up to the 9th district, though. What the 9th district did is just jacked them around. They just turned around and more or less said in more or less stating, we're not sure if we did this right, so we're going to go through it again in order as a stall tactic on the magazine limitation.
Oh,
And what they did is it already went up to the Supreme Court, so it's going to go up to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court will back it right on out because they upheld it of not a limitation on a magazine.
Here you go. Here's the video right here.
I say something? Oh my God. Oh my God. I didn't shoot you.
He said, I didn't shoot you. Well, shouldn't have got out your damn truck.
oh,
Boy, that was fast.
that was a favorite sheriff.
It's dark. I don't blame him.
Yep.
Here.
This guy's all over
Here's a
Florida
message
news.
for the hotheads of the community. Don't do that stuff. Good people carry guns. And
Exactly.
they will shoot you a lot. Graveyard dead.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that last line.
But that's
It's
kind of
hilarious.
the point. That conversation I had with my neighbor is we need more good people carrying. The bad people are always going to get it. I don't care what the fuck the laws are. The bad people are going to have them.
Well, that's
Indeed.
trying to explain that, Rod, to anybody on that, especially in this state and other states
Yeah, no, I
that
know. what
are
you're
out
saying.
there. They don't understand common sense. These people, you're so worried about a ghost gun. They're buying these guns illegal all over the place and they're selling them and they're trading them. They're not going to a store. They're not applying for it. They're not filling out a registration. They're not paying for
Yeah,
anything.
exactly.
Well,
They're-
They're buying
like-
it cash.
Like
There's-
take what they did in Australia, right? They took their guns. And Dominic,
Mhm.
you guys just had a guy do a shooting, what, about 6-8 months ago? I mean, granted, you guys don't deal with it on a regular, but you and Mars, I think we're talking about some guy got shot somewhere down by, I think, Mars
Yeah.
not too
same
long
thing.
ago. So I
Yeah.
mean, people will still get their hands on guns even
Yeah,
in places
exactly.
where they're banned. I mean, granted, like I
Criminals
said,
don't care about laws. That's why they're
Well,
criminals.
and then if you ban one weapon, they'll find another weapon to use.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why they use cars now.
Well, look in the
Right,
UK,
well-
they have a bad problem with stabbings,
Yeah.
a huge problem with stabbings.
Europe for a while, and I'm surprised it hasn't come back or happened recently, was people using the rental trucks, right?
Yeah.
To drive over. I've been worried about that with our schools, Steve. Some kid fucking jumping on a goddamn school bus and then just driving through the kids.
hmm
I'm surprised that hasn't happened.
I've seen several buses get crashed because the bus driver wasn't paying attention.
Actually, there was a kid that saved a bus not too long ago. The bus
Oh,
driver
yeah.
Yeah,
had a
there was.
medical emergency, and the kid jumped in the driver's seat and was able to stop the bus before it crashed.
He told the kid behind him, call 911.
Yeah, the poor
He
bus
was
driver
pretty
was having-
level-headed.
Yeah, because they would have. Oh, did you see that video the other day of that 18-wheeler that almost hit the bus? He lost his brakes and he was going downhill, and the bus was stopped on the road picking up kids, and he swerved right between the bus and a pickup truck that was stopped going the other way.
Oh,
Went right between them. Big old 18-wheeler. I mean, he was loaded down
oh, I
too.
saw that. Yeah,
And
that was like,
the
whoa.
driver, you could hear in a terrified voice in his voice because he was afraid he was going to hit the bus.
Get out of the way! I got no brakes.
Let's see here. If I can
Well, the
find
general
it.
myth too is that it's getting worse with the guns. But about 18 years ago, I'm sitting at a stop sign and talking to my wife, and I looked over, they got two kids walking by me. And I mean, 8 and 10 years old, and one of them reaches in, hands the other one the gun. Like that. And I
Yeah.
just looked over, I said, oh no, I just went across because I didn't want to shoot a kid. So I just left. And then it happened again at Mardi Gras a few years back. I'm walking down the street and about 6 kids walking towards the parades, and every one of them have a gun in their waistband.
Yeah.
Watch this shit. This is what I was
Oh.
talking about. That blue truck backed up just in time.
Wow.
Oh,
Good God, he ain't gonna make it. Hurry up and go.
There's a car went on the grass over there.
Ooh, gosh, see what I mean? Oh my God.
The worst thing
You don't
about
wanna
that
know.
whole situation was the pickup truck backed up into that white car. Just kind of did a little bit enough to get
Did they go in to say why the truck was doing? I mean,
it
was
lost its brakes. Had a
Oh.
brake failure, and he was going down a little bit of an incline, so he couldn't stop. I mean, you like I said, you could hear it in the drivers, the truck drivers.
yeah. He
Voice say he
was
was terrified. He was worried about hitting the kids.
terrified and frazzled.
must
I mean-
must not have been a stick shift where you could downshift.
Or something.
You
I
wouldn't
don't
be
know.
able to do it anyways with that. You do it in there, and just the transmission to just blow right out.
Well, he'd be better off with the transmission blowout instead of blowing somebody else out.
No, I know, but it would just keep right on
Go,
going,
go.
even if it was a manual
Well, and the
transmission.
problem was that trailer that was on the back was full of dirt, so he had a lot of weight pushing him behind him.
Yeah.
What's up, Jody?
How are you, Jody?
Dirty.
Several thousand pounds of force.
Well, that's like we have the runaway ramps here that are and like up
Oh,
the
yeah, they go
grapevine
up.
and stuff like that, the sand or gravel pits
Yeah.
going up there. That's one thing though, if you're a driver, you don't want to go in there. This is decades ago. It would cost you $2,500 after you got yourself towed out in order to go back for them to repair the ramps.
Yeah.
Ooh. I didn't
What am
realize
I
there was
looking
a,
at, Rob?
I didn't know there was a fee for that.
Yeah, because of they've got to get all the sand back in and gravel back in because as it's going through it ruts it all in and you just slowly sink.
There's a few of those going through the Smoky Mountains.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
we've got that going.
most mountain passes, most interstates through mountain passes all
Yeah.
have them.
Yeah, if you go through the Cajon Pass, there's a bunch of those.
The home pass and up over the grapevine.
Yeah, they'll just sink right into them when they hit them.
Yeah.
But there's a few spots you could not
But
put
you
them because
best
it's too
believe
narrow.
that driver is going to fucking feel it when he hits that ramp. But it's going to save a lot of lives
You're gonna have quite a few G's.
because the home pass ain't no joke. I mean, it's a steep incline going down that through there.
Because
it's
you're gonna
very
be
steep.
act like this because you're going up.
That's where a lot of trucks get blown over from the Santa Ana winds coming through there.
Cajon
Trucks-
Pass.
Yeah, trucks get blown over all the time going through there.
Well, you get 60, 70, 80 mile an hour winds through there. No
Yeah,
problem
it just
whatsoever.
funnels right through that mountain pass.
Right,
Which
it is.
creates like almost like a jet effect. That wind just narrows right through that
Hey,
pass.
John.
What's up, JDS?
No. You're not first. You're more like about 15th.
It's like 130 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, my cousin is a commercial pilot, and he was flying. He was also an instructor. He took they're out of Chino, and they flew up there to Cajon Pass on a windy day. And you go up there and you fly it, and you actually end up flying backwards. You get into the wind, and you just start throttling back, and you end up flying backwards.
Ooh, that must be fun.
Oh, when Santa Ana winds conditions, this is the time of year. In fact, we had a little bit of one the other day, but it throttles from down through the Cajon Pass, and it comes down through Riverside, through Corona, and then it goes right on out through Newport Beach, and it's just like a tunnel all the way through there out to the coast.
I mean, it's scary driving through there with a car when the winds are kicked up. Let
Well,
alone
it'll blow
damn
you into
truck,
another. It'll blow you in another lane in a blink of an
Yeah.
eye.
let alone being in a pickup truck or like a big 18-wheeler.
If
I
you're
mean, yeah.
hauling if you're hauling behind you like a U-Haul or a camper or something, and it's windy, it's not fun. It almost feels like it might blow you over.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So the Santa Ana winds funnel through a mountain pass and they get extremely powerful.
Yeah.
Because it creates like this jet stream through there. And yeah, if you're driving a travel trailer or anything, you're taking a chance driving through there.
Oh yeah.
'Cause anytime those winds could kick up.
If you got any type of a trailer, it'll just flip that thing right over like it's nothing.
Yep.
And then if you got a displacement hitch that you've got on that trailer, there's a good chance in the vehicle that you're driving is going to flip over.
Flip
with it,
over too, yeah. Yeah, in other words, they had those bars that.
Later, Joe.
Okay. I finally found the one it was in Jacksonville where this went down. It was like a week ago. This is
Whoa.
This is what the dude ended up looking like. But here, you can watch the video. You can watch the video here. But he went face first into the road. This is after they had picked him up out of the road and got him over in the grass and were trying to get his arms behind him. Where the hell? This is the let's see here.
I think all you saw was the beginning.
Right about here. Watch. Tase him. Face first.
Ooh.
Oh,
Road. Face first
smack.
into the road. His body was in the grass. His
Oh.
face hit the road. You want to know why his face looks like that? Because his face hit the road. He got tased and went face first straight into the pavement.
Wow.
Someone's
His body
gonna
was in the grass. His head was on the road.
I wonder what his response is going to be when
All right,
he's
guys, I'm
asked
out.
what happened.
See y'all later.
Okay.
Anyways, the
Night,
cops
Hey,
come
you,
up.
you
and,
going live tonight?
No.
Okay.
the
All right, I'll
cops
see
come
you
up
later.
and beat him a couple of times because he wasn't. He was literally not cooperating. Right? It's like, hello, the cops. They just tased you. And you're on the ground and you're still not cooperating. What kind of a moron? What kind of a moron are you?
There's a few videos where they've had tased him 2 and 3 times.
Yeah. That was the second time they tased him. He tased him. He didn't go down, and then he tased him the second time, and that's when he went face first into the street.
I don't know how many tases it takes to empty a taser.
It's one fire.
There's two. Yeah, there's 2 charges in each of those guns, so that the cops can fire twice.
So they have multiple tasers?
No. There's two sets of
sets of-
prongs.
Prongs in. So when you fire one, it shoots the one off, and if needed again, it shoots another one off.
Yeah. Sets. 2 pairs. There's 2 pairs. So, anyways, he got tased, went face first into the ground, and then he started playing games, putting his hands underneath of him, like he was reaching for his waist belt. So they decided to, knee him. get him to, hello, dude, put your hands behind your back. And he kept playing games with them. And ain't no wonder they used some force on him to like
Was
try to
there
get
a,
him under control. They had no idea whether he had a weapon in his waistband because he was running away from them the entire time.
when they took him down? Did they find a weapon in his waist?
I don't think so. I don't think they did. But hello,
You don't know.
hello.
You don't know. So it's
When
your,
the cop
it's your
says you
life.
put
or-
your hands
if it's-
behind your
if it's-
head, put your hands behind your
it-
head. You won't get
it-
beat up.
If they did, it's like, looky here, what do we got?
Yeah.
Why didn't you tell us we had one? You had one of these.
And they held it, and they held his head down, which makes sense because they're trying to make sure that he can't like look around and look at one of them, right? So if
Yeah.
he does have a weapon, so he can't see them, so he doesn't know where to shoot. So they're going to hold his head down so he can't see.
Or bite them.
Yeah, or bite them, or spit on them, or any of the other kind of crap. So, anyways,
Because occasionally I've seen him go,
the family's all mad because he got beat up, and it's like, don't run from the cops. His other two buddies who got arrested are perfectly fine. They didn't run from the cops. Imagine that.
Dominic, do they use tasers much down there?
I haven't really noticed. I think they do. Not that I see that. Not that I see it that often.
I wasn't sure if it was a regular tool for carry
It might
for the
be.
officers.
I just don't see it enough.
I mean, realistically, we want them carrying
You,
tasers. Not
you want me
guns.
to send you over one? I'll grab one here and send it over to you.
Okay.
No, I don't have a boat anymore. My boat took on water, unfortunately.
Actually, if you're a female, you want the little handheld thing with the two little prongs in your purse.
You mean like what was that show? The lipstick taser?
Something like that.
Oh,
But they make those. They make those little handheld ones that have the two little prongs in it. You just jab the guy and hit him with it.
and then there's small guns called like a 22 Magnum. They're pocket pistol.
Yeah.
They're tiny,
Little Derringer.
something like that. Yeah. Neighbor just bought one. They had to send it back because there was something wrong with the firing pin. So they just got it back. Kind of odd how they would, where they bought it, didn't know there was something wrong with the firing pin. You know?
Yeah, we had, I used to work with the training facilities for the Orange County Sheriff's Department. I used to volunteer because I have so many friends that were deputies. And part of the training facilities was for one night, everything is indoors, having to do with somebody say, it was a setup that somebody broke into a garage and was a recovery company for somebody that didn't make the payments on their vehicle. And there were all these scenarios set up. Another one is someone has fallen dead. All these different setups in this whole entire area. Then the other one was out in the field. And all I did is I got to drive around a 450 SL Mercedes and around Anaheim by the stadium over there and be pulled over. But the problem is and each one has a different scenario. Mine was I pulled into a gas station, I filled it up with gas. I took 2 quarts of oil. The 2 quarts were in the back seat and on the floor, and filled up the gas and I took off. Only one problem is scenario beforehand. A friend of mine, Terry, he was a investigator. His wife was also named Terry. She could slip out a completely closed down set of handcuffs So they had a Derringer, break open Derringer 2-shot with blanks, and she'd put that down in her crotch and she'd had it there. So when they go to handcuff them, because they supposedly just robbed a bank, she could slide her hand out, pull down, and boom, and off would go the blank. Well, these guys and girls that were going through the scenario now, in essence, just got killed. And I mean, these things, you make them as really as lifelike and real like as possible. Like that guy, like Rod was just showing, my face was in the concrete on the asphalt because I'm sitting there going, no, I'm not going behind Terry anymore. I'll go in front or in the middle or someplace, but I'm not going to be the next scenario behind him because they're trembling.
So Terry, the wife, must be very skinny,
Yep,
small, very small figure.
Well, she is, but her wrists were so slow. Right
Yep.
here, point on her wrist, just slide right on out.
I know exactly like that. Friend of mine looks
And-
like that too.
It was like, no, I'm not doing this anymore.
If
Nah,
they're
you
double
put her-
jointed, they can get out of them.
Yeah. That's the other thing.
So anyways, that poor bastard went face first into the road.
Yeah,
Ouch.
that had to hurt.
That had to hurt. You want to know why he's got black eyes? That's why he's got black eyes and the bloody lip. It was when his face hit the pavement.
Everything's swollen.
Yeah,
Can he
exactly.
Probably cracked his. It could have cracked his eye sockets too.
Oh yeah, it could have.
Can-
I mean, he
can he
literally
see- Could you
Blank.
see after he got up?
planked head first into the road. So,
Ouch.
yeah.
You're running full bore and land go
Yep.
into the pavement.
Yep. That's what happened. Because the
And you're
second
right, you're-
because the second taser got through and locked him up, and down he went, face first, pavement. So, yeah, that
You-
family can sue the cops all they want. I don't think it's going to matter. I think anybody with a reasonable brain is just going to laugh at him and go, maybe you shouldn't have ran.
Are you editing or shopping, Paul?
You're muted. He's on the phone, maybe.
Oh,
He's on the phone.
I'm on the phone.
okay. Okay. You look like you were shopping. The
No,
look on
I-
your face.
I already bought the batteries that Justin showed me.
Oh, great.
Well, talk about shopping. Did you end up
I-
getting the NAS?
I got the NAS. I ended up with the 2-bay instead because the drives were so expensive. But I can still back up everything, and if something happens, I can bring it with me. More portable.
It's going to mirror it. What it's going to do is going to
Yeah.
mirror from one to the
No,
other.
I can bring the whole NAS with me in case something happens. Strange thing, I ordered it Prime, but it says it's coming postal service. Isn't that strange?
That's weird.
Yeah. A few things I've ordered have come postal.
Oh, I got those. In fact, they came yesterday. Was the Buffalo Drive?
Oh, you bought the Buffalo?
Yeah,
Oh, the little drive. I thought you meant the encase Buffalo Drive.
it is. It's a solid state. I haven't opened it up yet.
No, because I saw a Buffalo NAS.
Oh, no. Yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
That looked tempting, though.
Too late now.
I know.
The temptation's gone. It saved you.
No, I looked at the Buffaloes like, which one?
2 terabytes. I'll
But I
just program that, and I can use that for transferring video transfer from the project the commercial site that I do for the video backup. If I need it in there, I can download everything onto that thing.
but I splurged on the drives and I got the Pro.
Smart move. That's the most important thing is the drive.
Well, because honestly, the NAS is no good if you have not a good drive in it,
That's right.
or if there's no drive in it.
well, even if you had regular drives, if you had 5 drives in that, or even 3, and you're running Synology RAID, which is equivalent to a RAID 6, it's striping and mirroring. So if you lost one of the drives, the other 2 will have it on it.
If I took one out of my other computer, copied stuff from that, put it on my other computer, reformatted that, put stuff back on it, and put it in the NAS, would that recognize it?
You're going to back it up. You want to back that computer up. So what you do is when you go through the setup, when you get it, you put the backup software on the computer, and then you've got this on the NAS. And what you'll do is it will back it up at X time of the day, and it'll back up whatever you've wanted backed up on
No,
that computer.
I'm asking if I did that, would the NAS recognize the drive?
Any drive that you plug in there it'll recognize it. It'll tell you, but it's going to wipe it clean.
Ah, okay. So
In other words, you're going to say
that would
you're
work.
going to use this for additional storage. You're going to use it part of the RAID storage. If you were
Oh,
on a
I
5
could.
bay, and on the 2 bay, it's going to put it in there. It's going to know that you're pulling it off and you're wanting to mirror it. You're not going to have the options like you have on a multiple bay.
Yeah. Because apparently mom wants to get the Firebox, so in case put everything in the box, if something happens.
Well, there's actually a couple of companies out here that make them that'll go through 1,400 degrees for 2 hours and flooding for over, what is it,
Flooding?
6 hours or 8 hours.
Wow.
NAS systems, but you're also paying like $3,500 for,
No.
like 6 terabytes or 8 terabytes.
I saw there were a few, they call them kits, but it was the NAS plus 2 drives, at least 2 or 4 drives.
So this is why you need
But-
this is why you need tasers.
Wait,
Happened like
swi-
yesterday at a JC Penney in Seattle of all places. Some
Naked?
guy was around naked in the kids section.
Oh, I know.
Dominic?
I saw- that was on
And
Network
some people
News.
chased his ass down. They chased his ass
holy
down.
shit.
Yeah, he's running around naked. And eventually grabs a pair of pants, tries to put his pants on. And they only arrested him for like a misdemeanor assault kind of thing.
Huh.
But apparently the guy had a mental breakdown was what was going on. And he just anyway, so there's these 3 dudes that chased this guy down at JC Penney.
I checked.
Where was that at?
Seattle.
Seattle. Well, what else do you expect for Seattle?
Yeah, Seattle's about like San Francisco.
I checked.
Yeah, they
So,
had Chuck, they had the Synology 5 bay on sale.
that's where you need the taser. You could have taken the guy down a hell of a lot easier. I don't think the prongs
You
would
know
have
what
got hung
happened if
up
you
on
would have
it.
tased
Wait,
him in Seattle? Your ass would have been locked up, and that guy would
Probably.
be back out on the
But
street.
what if you were, would you A, tase him, or B, shoot him if you conceal carry?
Well, you don't.
Well,
have to-
they beat the shit out of him. You saw him swing it at the dude.
And number one in Seattle, you to get a concealed carry permit would be like you walking on water. It is worse than it is here in California, Seattle.
Oh.
Yeah, Washington's got is
Well, you
bad.
could have they could have drug him into the kitchen department and chopped off his dangles.
There you go.
Oh, find the knives.
Yeah.
The kitchen knives, particularly the butcher knife.
Or a meat cleaver.
Or
The
one
good
of
news
those
is there were at least
electric-
three people
electric-
around to take care of him.
one of those electric carving knives, you know,
Yeah.
or like a turkey.
Oh,
Well, okay, guys, I gotta drop off, so I'll see you.
let me guess.
time.
Heaps to do.
Dominic,
Yeah, I got heaps to
where,
do.
well, okay, Dominic, where are you headed now?
Nowhere really. I've got to go and help my brother and
Uh,
go to the
uh,
supermarket.
Dominic-
with a few other things.
I was gonna
Dominic,
ask if he was gonna go help his
uh,
brother because he's always going to help his brother.
Dominic, do you want to poke Gary first?
Yeah, I've already poked him.
Okay.
I had it on. I had it on in the on the iPad, listening on the iPad. I was just
Oh, okay.
How is his chat going?
yeah, it seems to be okay. And
That's good.
So it's not a great chat over there right now,
he's always a great chat. He's always a great,
huh?
but, yep, I've got to head out. So I'll see
Okay,
you.
Dominic, thanks for coming in,
See ya.
buddy.
No
Have a
worries.
good, have a good day, Dominic.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Anyways, I guess it's the day for weird news. The naked guy
Yeah.
running through the store, the criminal going face first into the pavement.
Yeah, in fact, that was on
Stupid criminal stories today.
our network news last night.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe it. Yeah.
But what about a few months ago? The guy in Arizona or California said he saw aliens in his backyard. He was working on his car and he saw an aliens come down.
That's for tomorrow's show.
Do you remember that, Steve?
It's over in trying to think of the city it was in. California
No.
was
We
one
can
here
do
in California, but
aliens
also Arizona.
tomorrow. We'll do aliens tomorrow. We'll come up with all the alien stories for tomorrow's show for Paul.
But any clue if anything came up of it?
I don't know. I know they send the police officers out there. Can you imagine having to go out on a call saying, "Yeah, there's some non-human-like people in his backyard. He's reporting. I need you to go check it out." Well,
That's about as weird as that F-35 pilot who got on the phone with the 911 operator. Yeah, I'm the pilot of the plane. I jumped out. I don't know where it's at.
A friend of mine who's a trooper in New York, he was said, "Did you really just say alien?"
no, Russell. They said that he has some mental problems.
Oh yeah, that guy in Seattle. He had a mental breakdown, is what they said.
Oh, psychotic breakdown. Yeah.
He had a psychotic breakdown. That's why he was naked, just running around. He just like completely lost it.
Because
even today, one of the on the live feed, I was checking before looking to see when Paul came on, it comes up and it was this live cam in Philadelphia. The live cam is down on all these homeless people over there, and not one, not two, but 3 times this guy's getting injected drugs. The guy's injecting the guy in the
Oh
neck.
yeah, I'm sure.
And I'm just sitting there going, "Oh my Lord."
Well, supposedly some of them inject him right here or near the eye.
But they're taking drugs, just injecting the drugs on live video camera.
Yeah, like I watched a girl there yesterday. She looked like she had her shit together. She was, tall, nice looking, everything else. You walk up. All of a sudden she dropped down knee, pulled out a needle and tourniquet. And I don't know why she waited to there to do it, but she did. Like,
Well,
That's
that,
crazy.
good, clean woman.
Well,
Yeah.
this guy was standing there, had a head of hair that his head was down. And you'd have think the way he was standing there that he was the one that looked all drugged out, but he was the one that was doing the injecting and selling the drugs, and you could see the payment going back and forth.
yeah, a lot of those incidents over the years of like naked people running around have literally been people who were high on meth.
Yeah.
And in a lot of cases, it tended to be meth. They were just whacked out on drugs because they wig out and they think aliens are chasing them.
Well, I know up in San Francisco area and parts of downtown LA, it's the same way there. San
Yeah,
Francisco's
it's just
worse
bad.
even than LA, believe it or not.
Yeah, it's just bad there.
Oh, it's always been bad, especially over the last few years.
It's sad. It really is.
Yeah.
It is.
And most of the ones that we had here in Orange County were veterans that were sleeping on the flood control channel. And what did they do? One day they came through and they put everything and threw it all in the back of, like a dump truck, like a Caltrans truck would be, and put everything in there. And they didn't take it to the local city where they were at in Anaheim. No, they took it to all the way over to Costa Mesa, which is like down the freeway, like almost 10 miles. So you got these homeless people that all their belongings were taken away from them. And now in order to go retrieve it, you got to go almost 10 miles down to another city. To where the yard was at. No, it's a shame.
That's nuts.
They need to get the back. My own opinion, the days when after they started shutting down all the mental hospitals, that is when it.
You know
started
who
getting
made
worse.
that deal, right?
Joe?
And it was a president that most of us would all go, hey, he was a great dude. But he's the one that made the deal with Tip O'Neill. Because it was Tip O'Neill. It was Tip O'Neill. It was really Tip O'Neill and the Democrats' ideas to do that. But it was Reagan that signed off on it.
Yeah.
But it was Tip O'Neill who basically pushed it down his throat. And that's part of the gun problem. Part of the issue with the gun problem is you can take guns away from crazy people. The problem is because of that deal that went down with Tip O'Neill and they shut down all the mental wards. You know how hard it is to get anybody committed?
Oh,
it's fucking damn near impossible. So you want to know why those crazy people have guns? Because you can't put the crazy people in the hospital.
Yeah, and it's only like 48-hour hold or whatever that is.
That guy that shot up the Fort Lauderdale airport. By the way, he was former Army Reserve. They stopped him in Alaska. The FBI literally took his gun from him for 30 days. But because they couldn't commit him to the hospital, he went through the whole evaluation crap. But because they couldn't commit him, after 30 days, they had to give his gun back. And that was the gun he used to shoot up Fort Lauderdale. They knew the fucker was crazy, but they can't put him in the hospital. So you want to know why why crazy people have guns? Because you can't put crazy people in the hospital.
Well, they don't know what to do with them either.
There probably wasn't a bed to put him in.
Oh, we need to be nice to these poor people.
No, there probably wasn't a spot in the hospital to put him.
They've created such a problem since.
No, they've shut them down. That's what the problem is. And they've been shut down.
That's
for
when our
decades.
homeless problem exploded in the 80s. Was when that happened.
Well, sounds like it's a repeat now from the 80s.
It is.
Yeah.
No, it's a continuation. It's not a. It's a continuation.
And but now we've got all the the illegals coming through. So now you got all these homeless people up and down all the streets. In fact, even which is fairly, let's say, on the liberal side in San Diego, they've just shut down the border. They went over there and shut down the areas, and they even have some of their police officers actually walking the fencing down there to make sure no one's sneaking through, because they've got so many people that have been crossing the border that they're just letting them in. It's a revolving door. And the CBP officers that I know, they said all I am is a Motel 6 registration. Click, click. Thank you.
Because they're sending them back back to Venezuela, because that's where they're coming from.
That is only one place. They're coming from all over Africa, China.
We got a bunch here that Toronto. They're all from Uganda.
Yeah.
Steve, I know the answer to this problem. It's called-
Enforce the laws
ju-
that we have.
No,
on
no,
the
no, 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 no,
books.
no, no,
Ro-
no. It's called,
Rod-
it's from a movie. You'll remember the movie Escape from New York. We're just gonna like put a big wall around New York and we're gonna send all the criminals there and throw them over and not let them out.
Well, look at the mayor of New York. He's over there traveling all over into DC and other places asking for
Yeah.
help.
Did you see where Cory Booker just was?
Yeah, he was in Israel when that all
Yeah.
went down. How ironic.
Yeah.
What an odd coincidence. He was there right before the rocket hit.
You know, it's also a rare coincidence. With all the monitoring that they have on those walls all over the place, they didn't see them coming up with tractors to the gates. They
Somebody
didn't see
sleep.
them come over with dozers to the gates.
Oh, the paramotor paramotoring
Yeah.
with
Well,
the tricks.
the you know,
There's lots of
arrow
questions yet
paralyzed.
to come out. For sure.
they have ground sensors, they have security cameras that are running every inch of that border up and down.
Apparently, Iran knew like 3 days before and didn't say a word. Didn't
Well,
didn't
no,
say-
it's been proven through the CIA and everybody else that those terrorists trained in Iran for the last 3 months.
Yeah, and they
Yeah.
knew something was going on back then and 2 weeks before.
The Iranians that supplied them
but
all
you
the
know
rockets.
who the bulk of the group is that did the terrorizing? ISIS.
Yeah, but they all answered it. Yeah, Iran. Iran is
Yeah.
the puppet master.
Yep.
Yep.
Exactly.
Well, just like America is to Ukraine. I mean, we're fighting a proxy war. I mean,
Oh, that's called, you know, that's not it. It's called money laundering.
no, okay.
Do you know where a lot of the arms are ending up with that we've sent over there? They're on the black market in Africa.
Some of them are staying in Afghanistan with the Taliban.
Actually, a lot of the arms that are showing up now in other places is all that crap we left in Afghanistan.
Yep.
It's not. It's got nothing to do with the Ukraine.
Because supposedly we dismantled several of the planes and that.
The Taliban have been selling all that shit that we left behind.
No, but even the stuff that they know for sure that it came on because it's been verified because of the serial numbers that they were able to pull off the arms, the
Sure.
weapons, that it's stuff that was sent to the Ukraine. Well, it was supposed to be sent to the Ukraine. Let's put it that way.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, and who we can thank for that is what was the base that they pulled out of and left everything there?
Bagram? No.
Was it Bagram Airport?
Bagram, yeah.
Bagram.
And that was a Biden deal.
Mm-hmm.
Well, here's
Yep.
something, and
And
Rod was in the service. Were you in the service at all, Paul and Paul?
Not
Or
me.
Andrew?
I got drafted, but I was too heavy.
Oh, when you have a military base that has two of the longest runways almost in any part of the world over there, you're sitting on a higher level plateau that you can see everything coming in around you, and you want to have your pullout coming from a civilian airport.
Yeah.
That is that is set up. That was staged. That was done that way on purpose. Everybody from the Pentagon, from the top rank of the Pentagon down, should be all held up on charges of treason.
and like 30 years ago, Biden said it would take a year to evacuate all that equipment.
Yep.
About 1980 something is when he said it.
And when did he start? Why did he start pulling the people out first?
Yeah.
Get everybody else out, but get the people
Mhm.
out.
That was a messed up deal.
Oh,
Very
And
much.
Rod.
that was because
Ro-
it was done for political and the military wasn't given the time to actually do it right.
Rod, it was royally messed up.
Mhm.
In
Well, like-
every possible way.
Like I said, you could have done everything right out of that base, brought the people, let the people come in and check them in. And guess what? You've got a complete perimeter around a secure base and everything there that you would have needed. Fuel, the aircraft could have come in there, multiple aircraft, a lot more that's going to come in than their municipal airport down there, the international airport. And you'd had it ready to go.
Hey, Steve, we should have never went there in the first place.
Amen.
I tell everybody
Hey, Al.
we should have just turned it into a glass parking lot and been done with it.
We could have done that in one night.
Yeah. I mean, you know what I'm saying, right? Glass parking lot.
We could have wiped the whole country out of existence in 2 nights.
You know, they could have the ISIS could have stayed in those caves for the next 10,000 years. I wouldn't have cared.
Oh, you just drop a Moab down on that and he'll collapse.
They
he'll
dropped
collapse
the
those
Moab.
cables.
They dropped the Moab over there.
I
A
know.
couple of them. No, I'm saying we should just nuke them. Just nuke
But
them and
there's,
been done with it, walked away.
But there's a few hundred miles of caves in the mountains there that he could have been hiding in.
You
Yeah,
know,
but you collapse
you
the caves and they're trapped.
They're trapped.
not counting all the radiation pollution. They ain't coming 10,000 years. It's okay. See ya. Have a nice life. Turn
The
it
only
into a
bad-
glass
only
parking
thi-
lot
in
and be
all,
done
in
with
all
it.
fairness about that, there's all the innocent people that are not a part of it.
Yeah, I know. It's always that, right? And even this
Collateral
whole deal
damage.
in even this whole thing in with Hamas, right?
Yeah.
You're talking 1,000 people who are basically thugs dominating a couple of million people who live in the Gaza Strip,
The Palestinians.
who don't want nothing to do with that war to begin with.
And creating dissension all around the world.
Oh yeah.
But it's the same thing with it's the same thing with the Taliban, right? It's a small group who are the thugs because everybody else
they're
is
not, and they're not,
pacifist.
and they're not even there. They're in other countries. The leaders are in other countries. They're not even there. One of the places that they're in, and they're in southern Lebanon.
Oh yeah.
The problem is the good people always tend to be pacifist.
Aren't they also in Syria?
Well, Syria, yeah, because you had it before. Because originally Lebanon was also Syria was Lebanon. And you go back in time. And what happens is the Christians are up in the mountains and they're northern Lebanon. The southern part of Lebanon going into Israel, that has all been taken over by like Hamas and everything that are out
Hezbollah.
there. Hezbollah, ISIS,
and
Taliban.
even over in Jordan too, parts of the area. But Jordan's staying out of it. They're smart.
Yeah, they're trying to play man in the middle.
Yeah.
And I don't blame them. They don't have enough resources to.
Because when I was there with my grandfather, the war had started up. Like I don't know if I mentioned on the other night, is that what actually opened back up is Israel came in and broke the sound barrier over Beirut and said, knock it off. I mean, they were taking mortar rounds and shooting them down at the buses coming with school kids and buses and people driving down the roads. The actual mortar rounds straight into the vehicles and just shooting them down. They actually ended up having to get all the transportation buses line the streets so people could run behind them to protect themselves in order to get them out of town.
All because they were trying to warn people not to do it.
Well, it's all goes back to the religious war. It's been going on
Yeah,
for
it does.
thousands of years, but it's been going on since the early 1900s. That was when it really started. There's actually a really good article I'll have to dig it out. Next time I come on Paul's, I'll post it in the link. And it gives a time frame by time frame by time frame by time frame. And it was done by the Washington Post. And it gives a really accurate timeline telling how far back in time, what was going on, the different wars that were happening, and who was going.
It was only
where.
stable when the Romans ruled all of it.
Yep.
Literally, after the Romans went away, it all disintegrated.
There was also Constantinople.
Yeah. And where it really comes down to, though, in modern day, is that they're all after wanting to take over the Holy Land. They're all after, to take over the Holy Land. That's what they want. That's what they're fighting for.
The Holy Land is considered Jerusalem.
Yes.
Mecca.
Yeah, land all right. They're dropping some
Mecca.
bombs.
In Jerusalem. Yeah, it's tragic.
Yeah.
And where we get caught playing it and stuff, where a biggest part of it is Britain, when they worked through and had the divide up of when they actually started with the West Bank, and it was Great Britain and did the negotiations. It wasn't the US, so we weren't a part of any of it.
Yeah, you know who did a lot of that, right? And he's famous.
Exactly, Joe.
And he's famous. Of course, he was a lot younger when he was part of the group that did that. That was Churchill.
Mhm.
When they divided all the borders up of their former territories. They didn't go through and do anything sort of figuring out what the religious boundaries were for those countries. They just kind of sat down on a map and drew some things out. And that's how you have Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan, and all that crap over there with some really weird boundaries where sides don't like each other.
Well, if you're related to Richard Warren back in the Mayflower, you're related to at least 6 presidents.
Yeah. So, anyways, guys, I'm gonna take off. I got some stuff I want to do tonight. Yet.
Okay, Paul.
Yeah, me too. Probably it's probably getting about that time.
I just got finished a turnout, so for my trains.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I just got finished building it. Then after I clean it, then I'll put it on the board here, right? You just mount it on here like this, and then you snap the sides off after you glue it. So
wow.
What gauge is that, Paul?
HO.
HO?
Yeah. But see, I got a template, so I can make my own switches.
Oh,
This is not
wow.
like the yeah. So I just make
Very cool.
and see
Paul's the man.
the rail goes in and sits right in here, right?
Right.
And the rail while you solder it. So
Paul Hodges is a man of many talents.
oh.
Boy, that's got to save a lot of money than instead of having to buy the switches.
Well, they're $40 a piece. I can make them for about $5-6.
Yeah, I know. I've got my son. I still actually have my son's stuff, but it's G gauge.
Oh yeah,
Garden Railroad.
Yeah.
Hey, Paul, did you ever think about doing one of those big outdoor ones?
Well, I thought about it. I had one, but I wasn't using it, so I just sold it to another guy. So
Anyways,
Did he end up using it? Did you ever hear?
I'll see y'all tomorrow.
I don't know if he ever did or not, but hey, Uncle Bill, yeah, I like my hose, HOs. Yep.
Yeah, because the ones he's talking about there, Paul, is a big G gauge.
G gauge.
Yeah.
Yeah, the garden railroads that you see outside.
Yeah.
There was a guy that he turned his whole, it was like a laundry room, and
Yeah.
they turned it all in. And the only thing that was good about it is his wife loved the trains too. So
Oh.
she agreed to all this. So the workstation was in there, and they had one of those split doors, like the old barn, split doors. And it had a ramp, and the ramp would open up and then go down on it. He'd just take the trains off the tracks, put it down, and it would go from inside the house and right onto the system. And a whole backyard. I'm talking waterfalls,
Ooh, that's
creeks, everything. Except for some, you know, I won't
Well,
use the
have
averages, hopped over the fence and stole like $25,000 worth of his trains out of there.
Over in London, they have a veterans hospital, and they got a
Mhm.
G-scale outside for the veterans and that to play with, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like something Hodges would ride.
Well, there was never the club I belonged to, and he was all G-scale, but he moved. He just retired, but he sold his house and went to a home someplace. But apparently, at the home, they got a railroad set up there. He took all the stuff with him.
Must
how
be a big
cool.
home then.
Yeah.
Yeah, because G scale are big trains. They're good
Oh,
size.
yeah, long that
I
high.
mean, you can see you can go to almost this long.
Oh, yeah.
The cars that are in there, but if you go to LGB and hi, Bill.
Hey,
Hey, Bill.
If
What's
you're
going
all-
on? Were you guys
you're-
talking about your G? You talking about your G spot or something?
Yeah.
No, gee, yeah. But over LGB over in Germany, where the company is, they have a whole outdoor setup all over there to the point in the winter. They have trains that go out there with plows and then actually plows all the tracks. And then
Right.
it goes in and then they'll start running all the regular runs that the trains run every day. Doesn't matter if it's snowing or not. They just
Yeah.
go through and it does all the cleaning, prep, everything.
A lot of them run off radio control, but they got like a drill battery from DeWalt. They got a thing, the connection that you can put in there, and so it runs off of batteries, right? So
Yeah.
you don't have to go continuity through the track or all that crap, right? So
Well, yeah, the big thing now is they're all digitally controlled, so you don't have to have the controller on one track is only controlling this section, this one. You just power up the whole entire track, and there you control each individual locomotive.
yeah.
Paul's got that set up, don't you, Paul?
I'm just gonna bring up something here in a minute here. Just give me a second. It's booting up now.
Yeah, mine's the power station I have is it's a 4-channel.
Yeah.
But it's a huge power supply on it, and it's got the control, so you can control the 4. No, I take it back. It's only 3. You can control each one, separate speeds, reverse, forward, whatever you want to do. You can control it. But now it's unbelievable.
Okay. Okay, give me a hard time. Just give me a second here. There. So I'm going to bring this up. I'm going to go to share screen here if I can. This one first. I'm pretty sure it'll come up. This is my layout. This is the lower level. Okay.
Holy mackerels.
Oh yeah, he's a trainer.
This is the upper level. It's all computerized.
You're a real home master.
No, this I can run trains just sitting from here, turntables. I'll get all my locomotives on there, and I don't know if I can. Let me stop share. I'm going to move this one over. If I make, okay, so let me see share screen. I'll just show part of another one. But I've got 3 screens. But this tells you how fast, like the locomotives are going.
Wow.
All my locomotives are down here. What speed they're doing, all that kind of stuff. But I have a regular panel, then I have a dispatcher's panel too. Besides this, I'm just trying to take. Let me see. My dispatchers panel. I know
Geez, I didn't know you had all this. This is wonderful.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, I can create schedules. I can run 4 or 5 trains at a time, easy, no problem. But just okay. I can assign trains to do certain stuff. Well, this program here, I'll tell you, I'm not trying to brag by any means, but it's $1,000 Canadian
Wow. For the software.
for the software. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
it's
is
not
wild.
realistic. That's not realistic because your trains will probably run on time.
Yeah. But you ran late on time too, right? So Well, it works perfect when you're doing it by yourself. Works perfect. You get somebody to come over to see your train run, then they all start derailing. So, oh yeah. There's I'm trying to see where this other window. Oh, there. Yeah, go into window. Okay. So I'll go to here. Let me see. Let me expand that for a minute. Go back to your
It
screen.
works perfect when you're by yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, so this is the dispatcher panel. The other one was just a control panel. But see, I go in here, these are all the blocks. Each one has an indicator on, so I can do all the different routes here, or I can run different schedules. So if I do this one here, it'll come up and it'll show me what the schedule is. It'll show me the train going around and everything, right? So that schedule is this one here that goes up and around. But yeah, I can plan trips. I can do all kinds of stuff here. So yeah, it's quite a little toy.
Where's the coffee shop on the route?
Right here.
Hey, he's even got Tim Hortons.
It's coming to your place first, Paul.
Oh, okay.
He sent it to your place, and then because he 3D printed me a Tim Hortons coffee shop for my layout. So
You need a teeny martini bar on there.
yeah, there you go, teeny bar. Yeah. So
Now, have you got a completely landscape too?
the lower part is pretty well landscaped. The top is not. Still got to work on it. But you see over here,
Yeah.
that's all railway parts.
Oh my gosh.
The last three shells that are red, that's all landscaping material, trees, all that kind of stuff for it. And like, I'm working out a building here, another big one.
Holy mackerels.
So, yeah. And yeah.
So what's the physical layout length and width wise on your setup?
10 feet by 12 feet with 2 layers. But, it's only like, it's about 3 feet wide on each side. You got about a 3-foot alley in the middle.
Yeah.
So, but it just goes round and round. I would like to change it, do a little more, but I'm kind of limited on space in that room. So what I wanted to do is run the 2 levels together, but you have to put a helix in, but the helix takes a lot of room. So what I wanted to do is my back bedroom, put a helix back there and just run the trains along the wall and through the bathroom, then into that next room, right? They could run the helix. You start the top level and then go through there, come back and through the bottom of the helix. So I thought about doing it, but might do it yet. We'll see.
Well, yeah, that friend I was talking about, that the Garden Railroad stuff, he has it to where his wife wanted to have something in the inside. Well, she went away for 2 weeks to her family's. He went through and got the setup of like the train rails, so it's up on the ceiling all the way around, cut openings in between thresholds and everything, so the train runs all around in the inside of the house too.
Yeah, I would love to have something like that. I had some pictures, but I think I got rid of them all here or filed them away someplace. But yeah. But anyway, so cool. Anyway, guys, I gotta go. I got some stuff I gotta do tonight. I gotta do some laundry.
Thanks for sharing. I'd like to see and hear more about it.
I've got some cameras. I'm hopefully gonna set them up in the train room because and once I get the train going again. Because it's a winter thing, right? So it's a winter project. So
yeah, because I know my cousin, my first time I was in Minnesota visiting my cousins, we went over to a friend of his house. The whole entire basement was nothing but a train setup to where you had to crawl down underneath and then pop up in 3 locations in the middle so you could get around to reach stuff and get a hold of things.
Yes. Yeah, it's fun. But the problem is now the engines aren't $30 a piece anymore.
No, now they're hundreds and hundreds, thousands.
$3 a piece now. But they're also museum quality stuff too, right? Like they're really detailed. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah, it's ridiculous on some of the stuff.
Yep. And it's getting worse, not better.
Nope, everything's going up.
Yeah.
So are you gonna, just real quick, are you gonna digitize, your system or?
Oh, it's all digitalized. Yep.
Oh, it is already.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's why I can run it off the computer because it's all digitalized.
Oh, cool.
Oh, I got all kinds of electronic boards in there. Yeah. I even got an accident scene there. Got fire trucks, police, ambulance there, all lights flashing, everything.
It's just amazing how electronics have changed, right, Uncle Bill?
Yeah, I was just thinking that fire truck doesn't squirt water all over that track, does it?
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
hey,
no, we had HO trains when I was a kid. They were off.
Steve, have you ever seen that layout in Germany? Wonderland?
I've seen the LGB layout.
No, there's one, the HO one, with the ships and the airplanes that take off and everything.
Oh, no.
Yeah, when you want to watch one, you want to watch that one. It's called Wonderland. But
what's it again?
Hang on, I'll get a link here. Give me a second.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I don't want to hold you up. So.
Okay. Okay.
We're finally talking about something that Paul wants to talk about.
Oh yeah. Okay. Cool.
Fuck you.
No, that's not what I want.
So, Bill, you're headed home.
Yep, trying to. Figuring people are jackasses, but yeah, I'm getting there. That's interesting. I didn't know they had LGBT community trains.
The world's largest monorail.
Okay.
LGB, yeah, they're I first found out about that when I was with my son and he was young, and then I bought him a set and then we started building it up. And the only problem being so close to the ocean, you got the oxidation of the tracks if you have it outside. But with the LGB cars, they're heavy enough. You can have the pads on it, so as it's going around, it'll actually cleans the track all the way around.
Oh, wow.
But they did where we saw we'd gone up to the Queen Mary, and they had a whole thing up there of trains up there. And on the outside, on the parking lot area, they actually had a I forget the gauge, but it was a scaled down actual real steam locomotive that you could get on and go for rides.
Well, they at the Detroit Zoo, they've got a railroad that goes all the way around the zoo, and you get in it.
Oh, cool.
Okay, so what I did is I put a link in the chat. Okay, that's the short version. It's only about 5 minutes long. But you can look it up, and there's longer versions. You can see a lot more. But that's the short version. But I'll tell you, it'll blow your mind.
Wow, thank you.
And the software they're using is the exact same software I'm using.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
because
I'm out of here.
All right, Paul.
It gets expensive.
Oh, yeah.
Choo Choo Charlie was his name. We hear.
Yeah.
Never mind. That's very cool. We had just one train when I was a kid. Oh no, maybe two. I think we did HO briefly, but stuff was expensive, and my parents like, yeah, you can't have it anymore. They take it off you. But we had. There's an O gauge, isn't there?
Yeah, there's O gauge. N
That's
gauge.
like the cheaper. That's like the cheaper one.
Real small, and then Z gauge or whatever. I forget what.
Is that the Picard?
No, that's G.
Picard
the
train?
smaller the letter, the larger the. That's what they call LGB scale is the G scale.
Okay. Well, because bigger than HO, there was like a bigger one that was kind of cheaper, and we had that when I was a kid.
The Lionel.
Yeah. Oh. And we had like an oval, went round and around, and that was really about it. But it was cool. You know, I mean, our big thing was how fast can you go before you derail it, and that was it. you know, and then we would take my little brothers, like we had these like GI Joes. He had an Action Jackson. I used to tie him to the track. Yeah, stuff like that. We
You
were
didn't
brutal.
have a beautiful blonde tied to the track, and you were going to be the savior.
We didn't play with girl dolls, although I used to go next door. There was just 3 boys in our family. Right next door, there were 3 girls in their family, and we'd go over there, and they had Barbies, and we had GI Joe. I had GI Joe. My brother and I had GI Joes. Jimmy had that Action Jackson piece of crap. But we'd go over there, and we'd kind of play house with the dolls. You know what I mean? I do admit this, and we didn't know what to do with them. We did, you know, they kiss. Oh, put them together like this, you know. Okay, and then when it was time to go in, and we knew this because my mother, the class act she was, would stick her head out the window and say, like that, you know, just like they do in the Italians in that commercial, you know, for the
Yeah.
spaghetti.
Yeah.
She'd be screaming out the window, time to come home. So he's like real manly. I'd get my GI Joe. Okay, honey, I'm off to war, and you know, like it was a job. You know,
Right.
we'd go off to war. Never forget that. But that was it. No, we didn't have any girl dolls. But
No, you should have borrowed the girl dolls, and they could have been there going, "Oh, save me!"
well, we used to tell Jimmy he was our little sister. You know, so we didn't need that. Take it, stick him in a suitcase, throw him under the bed. But
Oh, jeez.
yeah, he's got issues now. I don't know why.
Did you
I
see
don't
what
know.
Captain Joe said in the chat? He
No.
says,
No,
I
what
knew
is it?
I knew a girl that used to play with dolls, and I played with her.
Yeah, there you go. You're playing doctor and nurse.
There you go. Here's my stethoscope.
Yep.
Oh, you guys, it's just weird. But anyway,
Yeah,
yeah,
the-
but
the-
I like that trade. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, the trains are fun. What I'm trying to do now is what I have here, because we lost some of the stuff when we had the garage fire, is to find out about how much it would cost in order to and learn how to make them digital instead of just powered on. And then because with a grandson now he's not even a year old. He's only what, 8 months old now. No,
That would be
10 months-
nice for
10 months
Grandpa
old.
to be working with him with. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was his dad's too. So I'm keeping it here till they get a house, bigger house, and start working on it. And when he gets a little older, start setting it up, and then get all the stuff back to my son and his son, my grandson, and so they can use it.
Yeah.
Well, just think, you don't think of it this way, but maybe that was the oldest form of grooming to get us used to electric forms of mass transportation.
Yeah, that could be true.
Aha.
That could be true.
Yeah. That's a great hobby. Keep you occupied.
It is,
Yeah.
and it's something that of all ages that can be involved with it through generations. I know that there was I was doing some research, and it comes up like a recommendation type thing, and it showed a railroad museum that this woman, her husband passed away, and he'd been working on it for like 15 years, and it's like a 2-story high building, but it's all, open. So it's real high ceilings. The whole thing, I mean, it's like 10,000 or 15,000 square feet, all set up of a whole fully functioning model railroad with, bridges and waterfalls and everything on the whole inside. The woman ended up donating it, but they had to have it appraised. And come to find out, everything that he had in there, because he had some stuff that was worth a fortune because of, the value of it, like going back to the old Lionel trains and stuff like that. It was like $4.3 million of value. And
Wow.
he donated it to the city if they would take it over. And the city said, well, we'll see what we can do. And they said, Yeah, we could turn it into a thing to where we can
Set it up.
charge, admission to help pay for the fees, because they were going to donate the building, donate everything to them. So it'd just be the property taxes.
Well,
And-
I'm sure she wanted to get rid of it because it probably represented of 20 years of sexual frustration on her part. Who had time?
But it's unbelievable. I'll see if I can't find the link to that. They showed the pictures of it. I mean, it was just phenomenal. The one whole back wall was like a Disneyland mural. The whole thing was mural all behind.
Very cool.
Well, Bill has arrived at home.
Yeah, how'd you know? Because I'm not driving anymore? You're
Yeah.
like a detective. You're like a detective.
Where did you stop off? Where did you get to go?
I was at work.
He was at work. He came
No, it
home.
looks like you had stopped someplace to order something.
No.
Oh,
I was at a light. I was just at a light.
oh.
There's a few. No, I didn't stop. Although I am hungry. Got lots of food. Got lots of food in there. It's a long day. It was a long day. Stayed a couple extra hours of work to fix a few things. So I'm gonna head in.
Okay, yep. I think we're gonna call it there, Steve.
Yes.
Steve, it was a
Thank
pleasure
you.
talking to you as always. buddy.
Steve, it's always
Thank you,
great
Bill.
to have you on the channel.
Paul,
Stop in
Bill,
on
you.
stop in on Sunday night. Come on.
Bill, you're always
try
welcome,
to.
my friend.
I know. Thank
Paul,
you.
thank
Thank
you.
you both.
Okay. All right, Steve. We'll see you. Everybody in the
Take
chat,
care.
thanks for being here. We'll see all of you again in the morning.